everybody! Welcome back to Icosacast for our third episode, our third session, our third hangout, being great friends. So, last time, everybody leveled up.
Woo!
So we are going to roll everyone except this guy in the middle over here leveled up. So we are going to roll for our hit points. Level 2. Let's go. Let's see what we got.
Yes!
Huh?
What?
What did you roll?
An 8.
Oh.
It's a 5.
I know, I'm saying I rolled a D8.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, plus 9. I got a 6.
Nice.
That's good.
I got an 8.
I'm now at
Plus
20.
10.
You got an 8 on the 8.
I got an 8.
Plus 10?
So I get, no, not plus 10, not 8 plus 10.
I'm like, what?
No,
What
plus,
are you doing?
So I get plus 10 because I have plus 2 con. So I have 20.
I have 17
Me too,
from 10.
actually.
Or you should
Oh,
plot a
you
sheet.
have a marker right underneath. Can I get a marker over there, guys?
I'd love to give you one, but never mind.
Vis-a-vis. Ooh.
You're a monk.
TM.
So, alright, so last time, the party made their way, westward from Dalbaz, into the wooded hills of the surrounded area. They came upon a very, very small little community, in the middle of the night. Most people seem to be asleep. They did come upon one hut where something seemed to be going on. There were some people there who said they were witch hunters. They heard noises of a woman that seemed to be in pain or ill in the building. Upon entering that building, which they definitely decided to do, they murdered most people in it. They collapsed at least half the building. And one of our friends met an unfortunate end. But some time ago, Bree, come on. We got to go. Come on, get up. I know you want to sleep, but we need to get going. Come on.
Where are we going?
Come on, we need to get to the next town. Oh, the reception was so good, the last one. Someone almost gave me a silver. I mean, we got enough food to, survive, but it was good. We have to go. Come on.
Okay, fine.
All right, get up. And this other small halfling starts collecting things from around the camp and, hurriedly trying to get things together. You see a small pot where he obviously had, attempted to do, make a little breakfast, but he didn't do a very good job. There's just kind of some things in a pot, uncooked or anything. But he's just hurriedly putting everything together. He quickly grabs his flute, noticing it's on the ground, and takes it and puts it in his pack. So, what did you think about how we did it the last? I think my playing was better. I think I'm getting better.
It was very good.
Thank you. You're, of course, always amazing.
Oh, thank you, darling.
Yes. We should be on then, right? I don't think it's too much longer. A few more hours of travel, right?
Yeah, that's it. We'll be there.
All right, great. And as he's getting ready and the bedroll's half rolled up, he turns around to see someone standing there in the way and stops and freezes. And then Bree's on the ground, laying on her back as she's just coming back to consciousness. She's soaked. Rain pouring down. It is almost pitch black around. And trying to blink through the rain and wipe some away, but it just gets her more muddy. It's hard to see, and she looks to the side. And then she sees pretty close by her one of her friends, two of her friends. Yeah, that big shape over the other one is her friend too. And Badi is Overknock and Nock's looking at her. No, Nock's looking past her. And what is it that Badi's doing? What's that coming out of Nock? There's an arrow sticking straight up out of Nock's chest as Badi, getting hands drenched in blood, water pouring over her big hairy figure, has her hands on Nock's chest, and Nock is unmoving, eyes staring out and away.
Knock? I'm gonna try and stand up.
Okay. Yeah, you do. I think it's slippery and it takes you a couple seconds to get your legs under you, and they're a little wobbly, but you get up and you head over to where Nock is with Badi.
Buddy, what happened?
He's gone.
Gone where?
The spirit world.
No. I'm gonna shake Knock.
Yeah. You shake Nock.
Wake up!
And his body shakes, but there's no response, and the eyes are just staring off. Behind you, there is like this ruin of a building, right? Bodies thrown about, and I think now all of you are around this area while this is happening, right? You're all kind of there. It's like the central place where you all kind of go to.
Wani wachio ate omaki layo.
The rain is absolutely like a torrential pour right now. And that's maybe a good thing. Because there's just like pelting the tops of people's huts as they're sleeping. And because these huts are so far away, you don't see anyone else running out to see you from where you are. No one seems to, at this point at least, with this battle that's gone on less than a minute or so, maybe a minute and a half at this point.
I can't do this again. Not again. I'm gonna run away to like wherever I can find cover.
In any particular direction.
Towards a place where I can kind of slip away and be by myself, but not be in trouble. Either like I don't want to like arouse attention of others.
Where you-
Is Zephyr still down?
Go toward the stone.
Zephahim's still down, yeah.
Can I poke my head around, see where he is?
Yeah. Roll an investigation check. So Bree just takes off in a random direction, just runs into the woods.
Investigation? 17.
Yeah, easy enough. He's kind of around the building a little bit. You go over to where he is.
I sort of limp over to where he is, and he's down. I got nothing. I'm just gonna try to Zephyr, wake up!
Yeah, make a medicine check.
9.
Yeah, he doesn't wake up. He doesn't look great, right? Like he's been beaten to hell at this point. He has a dagger sticking in him still, and there's blood and then just like black liquid oozing out with it. That doesn't look very good.
Alright, gotta get you inside. So I'm gonna try to lift him up and kind of like on my shoulder and bring
I'll
him
help him.
inside. Don't even naked, I don't think.
Well, I think you were like right in front of the hut, right?
Yeah.
And you, I think, were a little bit off.
Or is I still
Yeah.
in the hole?
Yeah, you're all pretty close in the same area.
Let's see here.
No, I think everyone was out of the hole at this point.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
Kurt. Help me get him inside.
There's no inside. You destroyed the hut.
Yeah, there's
There's
very
no-
little
there's-
hut left,
If
right?
there's
So
any overhang or anything.
there's a
out in
bit
the rain,
right inside the doorway, sure.
That's
You can
it.
take him.
That's fine.
To the...
That's pretty far
Sure.
off
Okay.
because he needs help right now.
Fine.
Yep. So you pull him into the entryway to the hut. Just the ground is soaked, right, and muddy at this point.
You know what to
water
do?
just kind of pouring into part of the walls and ceiling that have
Can you
collapsed.
do anything
right
about
there.
this? He's got a dagger in him.
I can pull it out and maybe stop the bleeding, possibly, but
So do it.
I'll look at it first.
Okay.
I see the black coming out.
Roll a medicine check.
That is 22.
Okay. Yeah, so you notice a few things. You definitely see the dagger. You notice the black and assume that it's poison of some sort, right? And that it's gotten into him. You also notice that he's breathing. You also think just yanking this out is going to make him start bleeding a lot more and is probably not the way to go unless you have a way to then staunch the blood flow in some way.
We really shouldn't pull it out. It's
Don't
going to
pull
make
it
it
out.
worse. I'll rip off my shirt and try and wrap
I-
the shirt around it.
Yeah, I would say with
Stop.
a 22, we'll just go with that.
Okay.
Yeah, you kind of wrap it around. It's kind of also holding the knife in place, so it's not gonna like jiggle and poke some stuff in there. It shouldn't poke.
So he seems stable, though.
He looks stable. Yeah, he's breathing normally. He's shaking a little. You don't know if it's from like the rain. It's not terribly cold out, but also
It's still downpouring as well.
oh, absolutely. There's
I'm gonna-
a lot of rain.
Run out after finishing,
I'll stay here.
and I'll try and find the.
They're right outside the door. Yeah, you got what's happening? I
Fair
guess
enough,
I
then.
guess just Buddy.
What's happening?
He's dead.
How? What? I'll try. I'll look and
Yeah,
see
roll a
if
medicine check.
this. Four, 6.
Don't look good.
No,
There's an arrow.
no.
Nock's small little gnomish eyes are obviously just open and staring out.
Can I close? I'll just close his eyes
Okay.
and pray.
What is Bree doing?
Is there any trees or anything like that?
There
around?
are trees. They're rather skinny. There's not great coverage, and they're really kind of far apart. You can huddle underneath the tree, but I mean, it's not saving you too much. Like you're splashing
That's
as
fine.
you run.
I'm gonna hide under the tree and I'm going to play flute.
Okay, roll a. Never mind. You're not stealthing. You're playing a flute.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Like
so-
just something sad and
all right. Yeah. Okay. You start playing the flute. Okay. Anybody else?
Could not go. His body.
No.
We have to go. Cannot stay here.
You're right. I'm gonna. Where should we go? Back the way we came? To the woods?
Out of this town.
I'm gonna run into the
Ruins
what's
of the
left of the hut.
yeah.
Yeah, and then help. We gotta get him out of here. We have to go.
Alright, let's go.
So I'll help him pick.
So you're holding Knock.
No, he's
Oh,
holding Knock.
You have Knock. Easy enough. He's small and you're
She.
strong.
I'm sorry. She has
Sorry.
Knock.
Yes, yes, yes.
I'm gonna help with.
All right, so
Is
the
that
two of you.
Ruben's
It's still not
body?
going to be the quickest going, right? But yeah, you're able to move him. I'm not going to make you roll to see if you can move him. Two of you together definitely can.
Let's trade.
Probably a good idea. I'm having trouble keeping up.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, body is about as big as you can get without being a large creature, right? So you're able to move. Yeah. Okay. Which direction are you all moving in?
The water will lead to the Shanhira. If that's where you wish to go.
We're not going to go
Where's
to your
Bree?
monastery anymore.
We should, but we need to. I'm sure people are not going to be happy.
People are never going to be happy. Understand that.
I sure don't want to fight any more people. I shouldn't have fought these people.
There's no sense in getting upset over what already happened.
But we can't leave without Bree. Where'd she go?
She ran off.
Well, we can't leave without her.
She's talented. I'm sure she'll find us.
What if something happens to her now, too?
We can't stay here, Baron. We have to go.
Take her. Take him somewhere. Let's. There's no choice.
Reroll.
Is there a way? So we were going through the town to get to where we needed to be.
Yeah, yeah.
Is there a way around the town? I know at one point there was. It looks
mean,
like
so there's-
grass or stalks of some point.
Yeah, so there's definitely easy enough to stay far away. These huts, right, are far away from each other,
Yeah.
right? It's not like their houses right next to one another. So it'd be easy enough to move through without getting
Without-
too close to
Okay.
any and kind of keeping your distance. That's the way you were moving when you came this way.
And as we're walking through, I want to try to keep an eye out for Bree or any sign of her.
Sure. So I'll give you two things. So you guys know the direction you came from to get to this hut. You know the direction you went to go to the barn that you were going to stay in tonight. Are you going in either of those directions or in another direction? Or you can just move off and I'll hold it to chance. That's fine too. I love chance.
What is the terrain like around town?
Rocky, hilly, trees, just like small, like very thin trees, with not much cover.
In a rainstorm, I moved to higher ground.
If they find us with an arrow in his chest, they're gonna know it was us. We
Was
can't go any
us?
closer. I know, but I don't want to deal with that right now. We have too many things going on.
We moved to high ground. The water will wash away any trace we leave.
Fine.
This big thunderclap, showing that it doesn't look like this rain is stopping anytime soon.
Do I hear Breeze playing?
No, but someone does. So while Bree is playing a flute in the middle of a rainstorm, under a tree, what's your passive perception?
15.
Okay. You don't hear until he's pretty close behind you, and then you hear a voice. So I guess, man, I needed to listen to that last part earlier, so I got the voice again correct. Trying to redo voices is not good when I didn't listen. So I guess you didn't like the witch hunters either, huh? Yeah. So it's a you see a turn on Reject, the tiefling that you rented the space from in the barn to stay overnight.
Ah.
And he kind of comes and like gets down on his haunches and kind of sits down next to you. Not sitting, but like really down close and just kind of like looking out into the rain. But definitely like in your space too, right? Like very close to you.
I'd like it very much if you back up a bit.
You know, you probably just made a lot of trouble for the people in the town.
They were making a lot of trouble for innocent people themselves.
That
Made
was-
a lot of trouble for us too.
It was her house, you know, that got destroyed.
Maybe there's gonna be people keeping a person in a pit.
She dug it. It's her pit.
She was there willingly. Excuse me if I find that hard to believe.
You don't gotta believe it if you don't wanna. That's the way of it.
She made herself a prisoner?
You must not been in these pots too long. Rain looks pretty bad. I don't know if it's gonna let up anytime soon. There's something strange about it.
What's strange about it? It's just rain.
You don't feel it either then.
I feel sorrow. I feel that the weather matches the way I feel for my lost comrade.
There was a word for that I learned once. Phrase, pathetic fallacy. A long time ago I was learning that stuff. Well, I'm gonna get out the rain. I don't know if you want to keep moving along with those people, but they're heading uphill. I guess a good way to go when it's raining. They left the woman in the pit, so I guess they didn't care too much about how well she did. I'm gonna get out this rain. And kind of like stands back up and just walks off. Pretty slowly, no rush.
Well, wanting to get back to Body, I'm going to go in the direction that he suggests they're moving.
Yeah, so I want you and you to roll perception checks. I know you were looking, you were keeping an eye out for Bree.
12.
9.
Yeah, you don't find each other. So you guys are heading uphill, with an unconscious body and a pretty dead body.
I mean, I suppose I would start heading uphill because you said that was the...
You do head up a hill.
That's fair enough. Okay.
So what are you guys looking for as you go?
Cover.
Okay.
Somewhere we can.
It is like
Rest.
a cave or an outcropping.
Yeah, roll. Two people can roll perception checks, or you can give one person advantage as you're keeping an eye out. Whatever you want to do.
What's your perception?
I will guide us.
Well,
Ooh, not good, guys. Sorry. 8.
We're stuck outside again.
better than that.
You find yourselves after traveling for 10 minutes or so, but in like the sloshing heavy rain, it feels like a lot longer. And you find yourselves at the crest of this hill, right? Just a few sparse trees around in the area with the whoosh, like huge thunderclaps every once in a while that happened. And you look around you, and it's a very hilly area. There are other hills around, some as you go further taller, but you just don't see cover. It's very hard to see, right? You guys can't, even those of you with dark vision, which if you don't have dark vision, it's like black as midnight right now. And those with dark vision, the rain heavily obscures your vision here. You guys are kind of turned around a bit.
Is there a tree or anything that even looks slightly blocks some of the rain?
Slight, yeah. Yeah, I mean, any of the trees will block some of the rain, but here at the top of the hill, the ground won't be quite as soggy, but it's just like coming down in buckets from the sky. Roll a Constitution check, Zephine.
So,
Alright, yeah, you're still unconscious.
I can't see anything. There's nowhere to go.
we can see the storm.
That doesn't help much, unfortunately.
Roll a Wisdom check, Body.
18.
Yeah, the storm feels weird. And I don't think you know why, but it feels weird.
This is no natural storm.
Is it magical?
I don't know. I'm not an expert on the subject. But it's power. I want to be close to it. At least for now.
Just keep going as high as we can then.
Well, at the crest of the hill, we're at the top of it.
Oh, we're at the top currently?
I mean, it's very like hilly, right? So there are other hills that are larger, right? That kind of loom over. But you know, like it would take a while. You go down this one, go up that one.
Yeah.
The way hills work. There's some water pooling, kind of like at the.
The valley?
Yeah, the valley, but not Zenith, right? Zenith is top. What's the Nexus? He's next. I don't know, something like that. The bottom of the hill.
How does his wound look?
How does his wound look?
Yeah.
Roll a medicine check.
Natural one.
It looks like you should pull the knife out.
There's a knife. The knife's still in there?
Oh yeah, he kind of like tied it and wound it around to hold it in place. Yeah.
His knife is
No, leave it.
should not be in there.
Yes. Do not touch it.
He's keeping his insides inside.
If you remove it, he will die.
It's also poisoning him.
So he's dead
There's
out
black
of the way.
ooze, isn't he?
So we just leave him then. He's dead out of the way. Well, we probably shouldn't remove it.
Alright. I will keep Nox vigil tonight. To guide him.
Roll a
Well, it's-
survival check.
It's very wet, so I'm going to keep moving down the hill, trying to find somewhere for us to be, because it's very wet.
Yeah. So you just keep like walking ahead of the path, just kind of like trudging down the hill, try not to slip. It's super slick.
21.
21. You find their trail
Okay.
after you've been moving for a while. So you start moving in the direction. It's something I think it'll take you a little while to get to them, but you've kind of like circled. You didn't find them. You kind of circled back around. Didn't want to get too close. There's still no one at the hut. It seems that was there, but all lights are out. Halflings have dark vision.
I don't think so.
Oh. Yeah, roll that survival at disadvantage.
Oh. Well, the first one was an 18 and the second one was a nat 20, so.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Yeah. You're still able to.
That's good. Real good.
Yeah. Maybe I think like maybe the ground's so wet that their heavy imprints and particularly Body's prints are much different than any others, right? It would have washed any others away, but the ground was soft enough when you were going. It's kind of sinking in a bit, so it was easy enough for you to find.
Okay.
And you're following along, yeah. So Inda kind of takes off down the hill, making his way towards the next one to hopefully find. It looks like there might be more trees closer together in the other way. I mean, not perfect, but it might offer a little more cover.
We should go with him.
It is the middle of the night, and you've been moving. If it gets to morning, you guys will have a point of exhaustion.
We shouldn't be apart. Not now.
Yes. I will follow you then.
Good. I'm gonna walk, trying to find him, or keep a close distance behind so that we don't lose him.
Okay, so why don't Inda and Baron then roll perception checks as you guys are like.
I was going to use thaumaturgy to like yell back to him if he gets out of range, if he gets out of
Okay, they're all following. I mean, it's hard to see, right?
perception. You said?
Yeah, to try to find some place for cover. That's what you're looking for at this point.
A 7. We are destined.
7.
Yeah.
We're destined to be in the rain.
You guys continue up. You find a few trees close together that you'll still be getting water on you, but maybe not full like bucket loads on top of your head. And you just think it's the best you're gonna do.
We gotta stop here.
We gotta cover.
We. That's okay. No. Let's rest here. We don't
Vaseline
have-
isn't here.
Vaseline is not here. No. I don't think we have much of a choice.
Find a little rest tonight, then.
There's nowhere else to go. It all looks the same.
Yes. This is fine. Any place is as good as the other.
We gotta huddle up.
I'm just gonna sit down again next to, leaning on a tree, meditate.
Okay.
Why? Asking why this is happening.
Okay. You all, I mean, is anyone taking watch? You guys are, you just all kind of like passing out. You're pretty far away from where you've seen any huts. You haven't seen any props. or
I need to
anything
rest
like
now
that.
to get my magic back. Did you watch first?
Yes, I will stay with Nock for now.
Thank you.
Okay, you guys lay down. You stay up. What are you doing with the couple bodies that you're the steward of for the moment?
I'm leading my his body, like I'm having him sit kind of sitting up, like in Forrest Gump, where him and Bubba's kind of sit back to back, so that way they don't.
The two of these guys are bubba gumping, or
No,
you and
I'm going to kind of sit him straight up, and then I'm going
go
to
back
lean my
against my back. We'll both have our head up.
exactly. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing with Zephyrine.
Okay. It's a little awkward since he's unconscious, but eventually you get it. You go, yep, this is gonna do.
Okay. Weekend at Bernie's.
Yeah. And what do you do with Knock?
I'm gonna take his body a little bit away from the village.
I was gonna say
Just lay it in the ground.
You guys had a whole conversation. You are meat.
Wani wachi ego ake amakiayo. And I'm just gonna
While that's happening,
guide
Bree
his,
comes
try
up.
to guide his.
You kind of walk up and you see Badi over Nock's body, the eyes closed and kind of like a gentle repose. TM. Sorry. I am playing D&D. What am I
tongue sticking out.
Yeah.
and just the rain washing over, and Badi, the least blood-stained you've seen her, right? The skull now almost shining white, after the rain just pounding on her, singing over Nock's body.
I'm gonna try and play along with her melody,
With
not flute.
okay, roll a performance check.
A week somewhat.
I haven't done this well yet. And we're gonna keep that up.
The flute is not your instrument.
5.
Below like 10.
Oh God!
I don't want to ruin the fiddle in the rain.
Yeah, I wouldn't play the fiddle out. No,
It's
it's not
gonna be water.
good. Yeah.
All I can think about is marching band.
Yeah, you've had to march in the rain, right? Not good
It's
stuff.
not good
I
stuff.
tried-
Really, I find that distracting.
Sorry, I was just trying to play for Glenn.
You. For who?
Knock. I mean knock.
You
Insight
could,
check.
you could sing with me if you wish.
Never sung before.
Please don't start. Don't sleep.
You're sleeping.
Listen, I didn't roll a nat once. You didn't wake up.
I'm singing so he might find his way.
I play much better on my fiddle, but it is raining.
It doesn't matter if you play well or sing well. Just that you try.
Go back to playing the flute.
Badi resigning herself to having gotten herself into that trap. Not right into it. Yeah, it's not the most restful night, right? You guys don't have a great sleep. you guys are soaked. If no one has tents or anything, right? Just kind of like bedroll. Yeah. So, I mean, you can take your bedrolls out, but they'll be ruined. You know what I mean? Like you'll have to do quite a bit of work to clean them out. But morning comes.
Did the storm go all night?
Oh yeah, you wake up and the storm is still going. The storm is still going. It is as hard as it was, and with the light peeking out, you guys sleep into the morning a bit to get your 8 hours of a long rest, and the rain is absolutely still coming down in buckets. It's like the entire river's raining on top of you.
As soon as I wake up, I turn to do healing word on Zipline.
Okay, I think you turn, and as you turn, because his back is against you, he hits the ground and wakes up.
Oh.
And grabs at the dagger in his side, and as you do healing word, and I think you grab his hand and pull it out as you're healing.
Yes.
Right. So now you no longer have a dagger in your side, and you got a little bump on your head, but you heal for. I would say so. You rested. You're still at. I would say you're at full, but using the healing word will make it so he doesn't have a gaping.
Okay.
That's the magical healing that stops him from having a gaping wound on his side.
So I'm just gonna say to him, rise.
What happened? What happened?
That was a poor decision. You got stabbed.
I spit out some blood.
Yeah.
I got shot a few times. Nock got killed, and Burn is fine.
The gnome is dead.
The gnome is very dead. Burn is fine.
And the ox?
Right
Hi. I told you not to do this.
You did.
We all have blood on our hands now. Is Nox still with you? Alright, I'm next to him. I'm next to Nox's body, praying.
Body or body?
Buddy.
A buddy.
Okay, but
Next
Yeah.
to
So
his
you're down
body.
to not just praying over him.
I mean, I'm laying next to Knock.
Not too.
I think I have been most of the nights
Where
that
did that
I'm
man
laying.
go?
At the risk of repeating myself, we are still in the rain.
Why did that man go?
He ran. He escaped. I attempted to sleep him, but he was a little bit too strong.
He nearly killed me.
Very close.
And he killed this one. No. The gnome. He will come for us.
Perhaps.
I think.
There comes a time where you cut and run, and he has nobody left that we know of.
You do not know this man or where he comes from.
That's why I said perhaps. Not definitely not. Not definitely.
We should be prepared for the worst. If it's been raining for so long and it's so hard, would the ground beneath us be easy to move? Like if I were to dig with my hands, would I be able
You'd be
to?
going to. So it'd be muddy, right? So as you're digging, I
Water
think
would
you try and water's going in. It's all the mud on the sides is kind of seeping in as well.
It's like digging at low tide.
Yeah.
Help me dig.
putting him in the ground?
Yes.
You are going to bury him here.
Yes.
It's all the land is going to wash away.
You should
It's
at least
going-
take him.
The rug. I mean, a rock over him. You won't come up.
Right.
Here.
Gnomes!
That might be a little hard.
And we need to find somewhere else to go.
We should burn.
You know what we should do to remember him by?
Can't burn him now.
Burn. You know how we would remember him?
How's that?
I walk over to Knock, and I take the wig off his head. And I walk
Bright red, drippy wig.
That's Nox!
and I walk back over to Burn, and I stuff it on his head.
Before, when he tries to do that, I want to stop him
Yeah.
from it, from doing it, and I'm gonna give you like a very dirty look, an evil look, if you will. Do I stop him? Do I have to check?
I mean, I think it's
that?
easy enough to move back and out of it to not have someone put a wig on your
And
head.
then
I think is a pretty.
Can I grab it and take it away from him?
Are you gonna let him
I'd
do
like
that?
to.
Or?
Yeah.
And I won't say anything. I'm just gonna take it back and I'm gonna lay it over, like, on top of Nox's body.
We need to move.
As you put it on Knot, you feel something hard near his chest. Like as you lay this on top and like you go to lay it, you feel something.
I'll move his.
Yeah, you kind of like dig it and you pull out. Yeah, you didn't know you had this. Knox an NPC now. Step back. And you pull out a small wooden block.
What is this? What does it look like?
Yeah, make an investigation check.
A 1, not a natural 1. A 2 going to 1.
It's wood.
Looks like a block of like a block of wood. Maybe someone's like making something and they may cut something a little too long and then nope, now
Do
it's
you
right.
guys know what
Can I
this is?
I'm going to snatch it out of his hand.
I'm not gonna allow it if possible.
Can I?
So you can roll a
Initiative.
you can roll a athletics. You can roll a strength or a dex save at advantage. I decided that's what you're gonna do because it's already in your hand, right? Like you should
Yeah.
have it. Yeah, that's
Say dex save?
dex or
Can I
strength.
say natural 20?
15.
16.
Wow. This little halfling girl is quick,
She's
man.
very fast.
She just grabs it. You're a monk, but she's like, I think you underestimate her. I think that's the thing with Brie is people are constantly underestimating her. So she like starts off slow at first, and then the hand moves like lightning quick to just snatch everything from your hand.
Why would you steal it?
It is Nox, not yours.
It's not yours either.
I'm giving it back to him.
He is nobody, so he's dead. And nothing can change.
And your people killed him.
Always, here we go again
Do
with
not
my
say
people.
And you ran immediately.
I warned Buddy about them,
And where were you?
and still you started this mess.
You mean, where was I?
We all made the choice to fight.
No, we didn't.
You could have run.
I tried.
You should have tried harder.
You would both be dead if we did not help you.
That might be so, but it is still your choice. You do not get to pawn it off on me now.
I nearly died protecting you. I don't even know you. And the gnome. And you, dwarf.
Baron, what is happening?
Brie, roll an investigation check.
Burn deals with tragedy in a strange way.
17.
There's something in this block of wood. I think it's a box. But
Does
there's
it-
no lid.
It
No,
doesn't open?
no, you're.
Take us to your home.
But there's something in it.
This is where we're supposed to be
We can
going.
at least-
Let's leave.
We can at least have a roof over our heads.
Can I sneak away?
It's far. In this
Yeah,
rain,
let's-
it'll take forever.
Where else can we go?
Roll stuff.
You find another way, somewhere else to go to bury this body, burn him, do whatever you'd like.
We can do that at your monastery.
Weeks away?
What else have we to do?
Do you have a better idea?
Should have waited in that tent.
Do you
Cool.
have a better idea?
Passive perception 13 or higher.
No.
13.
Where is it? 12.
Badi, you notice Bree like sneaking away again.
Okay.
I want to go.
I'm going to try and hit the box with my short sword to make it open.
Okay. So Bree sneaks away and puts this box on the ground,
Something's
and
not
I'm
takes
done.
her short sword, and is going to attack this thin block of wood with a sword. Roll to attack.
Wonderful. That's a 10.
Yeah, I think that that hits a box. So, yeah, I think you hit it with your sword and it breaks through the wood, and you also hear a shattering of glass.
Good.
This is so. Do we hear this?
It's
I think so. I don't think she went too far away, right? I think she kind of went
So
off to
we,
the side.
do we hear it?
Yeah. It doesn't like a. It's not like it's not like a big piece of glass, but you hear a smack of weapon against wood, right? A splintering of wood and a small, like a breaking of a glass.
So does she always run away like this?
It seems to be recurring.
Can I go and see it? Can I go and find her?
Sure. Yeah. So you go over to where she is, and what are you doing now that you've?
What is it?
Shit.
What are you doing to try to figure it out? Are you gonna like?
I'm gonna like.
Okay. Yeah. So you start walking over, and Bree is like going through the mud, right? And then her hand touches part of the glass, and it cuts you.
Okay.
Okay, this broken piece of glass.
Fair enough.
And you're not you anymore.
What?
You're looking out into a room, right? And you don't really have a body. You can't control yourself, but you're looking out into this room. And it's just full of stuff, right? It's like this big, grand thing, and there are tables all over the place with like all of this. No, you don't know what this is either. Don't act like it's your backstory. And there's this table with all of this equipment and stuff, and some of it's knocked over. And against a door that you can't see, but seems to be down the hall somewhere, there's pounding, and in the center of the floor, on his knees, is a man. Make a perception check.
Sorry, I'm taking notes. Ooh, not bad. Perception? That is a dirty 20.
Okay, there's a very well-dressed elven man on the ground, right? And he's clutching something to his chest. And you can see, because the dark, very finely made cloak wrapped around him kind of falls back. And he's just a beautiful-looking man with the long, pointed ears. But his face looks almost in anguish, and his mouth is moving so quickly, but you don't have ears, you can't hear him, you can just see it. And as he's muttering, and he's done, and he's on his knees, and then he collapses. It's as if all of this tightening and strength that he had lets go immediately. He might poop himself, right? Because like that happens when you lose all your... And then he just falls, and this thing falls out of his hands and skids a little bit across the floor, and with your 20 perception, right, you can tell it is like a deep red ruby in a chain of like a woven gold. And as that happens, down the hall, with these reverberations that you realize you felt, you didn't hear them, you now are shaking a little bit as the boots pound across the floor and come in, and these shadowy figures go over and start stabbing over and over this elven figure on the ground, but they don't notice that ruby with the gold chain, and others are going and grabbing other things off the table and taking it all, and you're a mirror, and then you're Bree again, and you've just cut your finger on a piece of this mirror, just a little shard of it that was in a box that a gnome had.
You couldn't let anybody else have something, could you? Had to just break everything?
Just wanted to see what it was.
You just complained to me that I took it, and it was Nox, and then you
Nox
broke
was
it.
my friend.
That doesn't make
Get
any sense.
moving, please. We need
This
to
doesn't
get out
make
of
any
here.
sense.
Out
A
of this.
friend that you let
There!
die. No.
There, focus. Point to the direction of the monastery. I'm walking there.
I'm gonna try and stab him with my dagger.
You're gonna try to stab Baron with your
Yep.
dagger?
He just said a friend that you let die, and I am gonna be pissed.
How close are you?
Not close, you
In
you run
yelling
away.
distance, I'm not like that.
Okay, so yeah, roll a ranged attack.
$26.
Yeah, so this roll for damage.
6. Wait. Yeah, 6.
6. Okay, so you take 6 points of damage as whoa, and you move out of the way. But again, this halfling is quick, and right across kind of like your midsection, this dagger goes as it like skins you and then just goes flying off into the distance.
Don't you dare accuse me of not taking care of my friends.
You killing me won't bring him back. You ruined it. He's
no, but
dead.
maybe it'll make me feel better.
No, it won't. You'll be more sad. Because he's not coming back, and it's your fault.
You lost your dagger.
And now now you're useless. I'm gonna walk away.
I have
Very
daggers.
angry.
Is it plural? On my
Can you
sheet?
do
Um,
something
let's-
about this?
Check your inventory.
I don't know.
She's reckless.
I get 2, right?
Yes. You have 1.
It's not on here, but it's on my items. But it's just, I'll make a note.
Okay.
Watch this one burn.
Can I
Just
find
walk
my
that
dagger?
far.
You can look for it. Are you gonna take the time to look?
What is time to me? I'm very quick.
Okay, roll an investigation at disadvantage because it's still pouring rain.
Do I know which way to go, by the way?
20.
Where are you trying to go?
My home.
4. Great. That's a 6.
Yeah.
I originally rolled a nat 20, which sucks.
Roll a survival check for me, Baron.
19.
Okay. So you know it's north, right? And you know to get to the road is kind of north and east, but you think maybe if you just head north it might be quicker than to go back to the road, but you're not sure what the terrain is, so just from your knowledge, I mean, you know which way north is, right?
Okay.
You kind of kept a general concept of your direction, and you know the direction to go. You don't know what the quickest way to get there is,
Yeah.
right? Just simply because you traveled on the road to get here, and you know it goes through some stuff and through some towns and that kind of thing, but you know the general way of home, if that's where you want to go. You also know that I just want to say Vaseline. Let's just
Vistra, goddamn.
Vistra. Man, it's not good.
You're welcome. This episode
I'm all
brought
done.
to you
Is
by-
knock carrying, not knock, body carrying knock still?
What stinks?
Well, you know Vistra's not,
Or body.
he's kind of MIA from back in
Body
Dalvaz.
carrying your
I
body.
assume he may have
He's-
gone back home. Well,
He may have gone back
I'm
home.
taking a chance that he might be home.
Sure.
I'm just going to start walking this way. I will whisper to them. I'm going home. I'm done with them. And I'm just start walking.
Yeah, just as you trudge through the mud.
Very
The range
small,
is,
so
like,
it's very
still,
different.
yeah.
So,
I'm willing to go with him. I have nowhere else to go back there.
Me neither.
Let's go.
I must follow this old dwarf.
Perhaps it will be a reward for us for returning him home safely.
That is a good
It
idea.
seems without his chaperone he would be very dead quickly.
There could be some coin in it for us.
Agreed. Perhaps even a warm place to stay for a while.
Yes.
These monks tend to live in a safe space.
I like the way you think about it.
So, Baron is heading up northward. You guys are planning to follow him.
We are following him.
Okay. We got a couple more of y'all.
What do we do now?
We could follow, or we could go our own way.
I take the box and mirror and the shit, obviously, with me.
What is that?
Roll an investigation check just to see how much of it you can
Take?
collect. Yeah. I mean, it's in the muddy earth and dirt, and you got a sword straight through the middle of it.
Is
and-
it investigation?
Yes.
10.
Okay. You get some some of the bigger pieces of glass and wood. Your hand's bleeding from where you caught it.
Mm-hmm. Seems to be a mirror. But I don't know to where. Showed me terrible things.
What kind of things?
Horrible, murderous, bloody, awful things. And I wasn't me, but I also wasn't not me.
Powerful item.
I suspect so, yes.
Keep it close.
I will.
Just with like the broken pieces.
Buddy, what are we going to do with Knock?
I will carry him until the storm has passed. Then I will burn this puppy. You just stop running off like that.
I'm sorry.
This storm is not natural. There's something about it that's strange to me.
It just makes me feel sad.
I'm worried.
If you're worried, I'm definitely worried.
I will follow them to see where they go. If they wish that I do not, they can stop me. But for now, let's see how far we get.
Sounds good. I have a question.
You may ask.
Do you think that Knock would mind if I had his dagger to remember him by?
No, I don't
Stealing
think
from him
he
again.
would mind.
You're not there.
I know I'm not. I'm just commenting.
He's gone now.
Yes. I just like to keep things from those who have left me.
That's why she has so much stuff.
I'll take the skulls from my head. So do I. I'll put it back on. Let's go.
Okay.
As I'm walking though, I'm having a conversation with myself, complaining of, it's like a prayer, but I complain. Complaining as to why Vistra has taught me all these things about helping people and keeping people, trying to teach them the right way, and they'll be safe. And the little gnome dies, just very confused as to why no one listens and what I can do to.
I'm going to cast a message into his head and just go, you look crazy right now.
I'm not listening. So just continue. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay, so you guys are moving northwardly, right? What kind of pace?
I can't, but
As quick as you can go, kind of.
I mean, yeah, I can't really move that fast. So.
Even as a monk, you don't get your extra.
No, I do.
He's
I'm
a dwarf.
35, but I mean,
He's a dwarf.
I would. I'm a
Yeah,
dwarf.
like
this.
of the wind or whatever.
So I'm assuming if, unless you say otherwise,
Well,
that.
your normal move speed is now faster than a human.
Yeah.
It's
No, I
like-
understand that, but what I'm telling you, I didn't know if the rain messing with the soil makes it hard for me to walk, and I have like my legs are like this big. You know? A little long.
Like big old
So I
Okay.
think
Like a corgi walking
I'm
down the
gonna-
snow.
Do you not kick? I do like a jump thing.
a bald
Like
corgi.
this. It's my feet. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah, I think it's
Walk like a gingerbread
interesting.
man.
Because you've also been trained for a long time to be light on your feet, right? And this is like your first foray like out, and particularly right now, your first foray out without a teacher. And it's almost like you're trying to take the things that you've learned in theory and put it in practice in these practical situation where it needs to work, right? Like I need to walk down this hill and not fall. Roll an acrobatics.
10.
Yeah, you do okay. Better than the average human.
Sweet.
by 5 feet
So I'm moving that fast.
for 6 seconds. Yeah, sure. Yeah.
So we're probably like 30 paces behind him. Just
Yeah, I think he's like, I think this is how it's really going, right? He's just trudging on ahead, and you guys are like following at a distance behind, talking about,
walking
oh,
at
like, do monks have money for us to get? Like,
Well,
It's
we're
almost
walking-
like he's storming off.
walking at a
Like a
leisurely
baby.
pace, keeping
A
up with
ball.
him.
yeah, and then
Baby.
these guys are following further behind with Nock thrown over Body's shoulder.
I know this is like creepy, but I almost feel like I'd try. But how old did we decide I was? Sorry. I think I'd try to hold Body's hand.
Yeah, I mean, if you
Grab
got
the
it,
finger.
just kind of.
Yeah.
Here's the fan art right there.
I'm gonna keep.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
I can.
Oh, I hate it.
I can move a little faster, so but I'm gonna keep a
Your
little.
body's
Michael,
like
get on
rotting
that.
and dripping.
Okay, yeah. That's fair.
You are in charge of our fan art.
I
You have to
know,
do
I know,
all
I
of
have
it.
to do all of them.
Oh.
You're the Steven
It's
of this
by
operation.
it's by definition not fan art if he does it.
I can be a fan. I'm the biggest fan of myself. There it is. Every time I paint a mini, it's fan art.
I'm unsure also of how far this place is because I don't really unless
Well, back there we
Yeah,
have
it's. I mean, it depends which way. You know, it's.
back
It's
there
a while.
we have I don't know witches and people getting turned into whatever, and that was a horrible place. Further back, we're probably all wanted now, so we don't really have any other options but to go this way, do we?
true. I'm not talking to you.
Or you can go further.
Why?
In any other direction. I mean, you can go.
I'm talking to myself right now. That's
He wasn't close enough to talk to.
I'm your bodyguard.
you know.
The long lost pal. And as you're walking,
I'm Vaseline.
You are not.
The secret is
The
you
secret.
are Vaseline.
Vaseline.
You know how I know I'm that? I can convince you.
Oh God.
It's history.
We need to like push me away a little bit because I hate like watching you pull out the book, and I can't because you're just right there.
You can move over.
5 Tyrannosaurus Rexes.
So as you're going, I think you kind of try to stay to higher ground because some of
Roll a
like the
D20.
lower
That's how many.
areas of elevation are
Okay.
flooding, right? Like
Yeah.
it's still rain. It's not quite as hard, but it's still like that like too much Forrest Gump right now, right? It's the big heavy rain,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like it's just coming down. You
Good
are
night, everybody.
soaked. So you're trying to stay to higher ground. There's not too many trees, and you're moving generally northerly. Since we have Baron out in front, Baron, why don't you roll me a perception check?
Natural 20.
Okay. So as you're moving ahead, you notice something coming ahead as you're like heading down this hill, and some of the trees look rather strange. Right? They're kind of like it's like they're bulky and they have like other growths coming out of them, and like there's some like tight copses of trees up ahead. And as you're looking and doing it, you stop and kind of like everyone, you know, in line catches up and then kind of stops with you because the tree, it looks like whatever. It's not the tree. There's not growth on the tree, right? There are things on the tree, and you can tell because every once in a while one of them just moves, just a little bit. But you are keened in on this, and there's something there.
Oh, that's...
What's the matter?
Do you see that?
See what?
The thing on the tree.
Do I see what's on the tree?
Roll a perception check.
I don't know what you're talking about.
There's something there. It doesn't really.
You want to get a little look at it?
I'm gonna. I'll move forward. See just a little bit to see, kind of get a better look.
Okay.
If possible. How close are we? I should ask first.
You got a natural 20, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say like 100 feet away.
Can I make out at all what it is?
It's really hard. I mean, it's not big. You don't think.
Yeah.
But there's a bunch, right? Like it's like a bunch of these lumpy looking things. Are you gonna get a little closer? And
Do you see this? Zephyr, do you see the little things on the tree?
Let's see, 18.
yeah, I think you see what he's talking about. And as you're watching,
There's
one of them
blurs.
moves a little bit. And you don't think it's like wind. It's not. There was no big gust of wind to see
Yes.
that movement.
There's something there.
I don't. Should
I
probably
cannot make it out from here.
avoid it.
We could get a little bit closer.
Would I know what it is, seeing as I came from this direction?
No.
No. We should probably go around. I don't know.
I don't know where we're going, so
They've stopped.
whatever you want to do.
I'll try to get a little bit closer to see if I can see exactly
It's
what
just
it
it's
is.
off our path, right?
No. It's on like multiple trees in
okay.
front of you, right? And it's like you don't want to go down to like where there's like filling up with water, kind of like up to the next tree. Like this is kind of like the way to go to kind of stay above in the
I don't really
elevation.
have a choice.
Yeah, roll a perception check.
I'll
That's gonna-
say like 25 feet.
So
maybe?
I want to say, I mean that's
Is that
fine.
Is that okay?
Roll a perception check, and that's going to determine how close you need to get to be able to tell what this is.
19.
Okay, yeah, so you move like 25 feet. That's good. Yeah, you move like 25 feet ahead, and you see. It's not big, right? It's not big, but there seem to be creatures, and it's. Whatever's on the outside of them, hair, fur, you can't really tell that too well. But it's a little bit lighter than the tree bark itself, so you can tell it's different, and they're really staying very still, right? You don't know if they're things that live in trees, or maybe the rain sent them up into the trees to get out of like the soggy ground.
Just trying to kill us.
But there are definitely things in the trees.
There's creatures in the trees. I can barely make them out, but they're there. I don't.
So what do you want to do?
There's nothing we can do. We can't go around. You see the floods?
Then we try to get through.
We must be very careful. I don't know what they are.
You know the way. I don't know where we are going.
I've never seen this before. I'm not.
That one back there might.
Is the
No, not the small
girl
one.
with him?
Yes.
What do you think of close?
Living out in nature, probably seeing all sort of things.
You can go ask her if you'd like.
Very well.
You're still man?
No. Yes. I don't know.
How
Oh,
far?
Figure it out.
I turn around. How far back is Buddy?
I think they're catching it. Yeah, at this point they're pretty much caught up to you.
I wave to Buddy. Like,
Buddy,
Yes.
look at the tree.
do you know what these are?
Roll a perception check. Bobby.
I can try and describe it to her.
20.
So you look at the tree, and there's fucking cats all over it.
That's
Lightning
So
bolt.
you look, and there are like these creatures, right? And you can see them now, because you guys are like just a little bit ever closer. And what is this weird? And not all streams have this, you know. Like, come on,
Cats with no bones.
little beans. So they're creatures, right? And I think you see them better now, because now they're starting to move just a little bit. As you look towards the top, right? And there seem to be a bunch of like legs on the side as they're just like creeping a little bit. And then you look towards the base of the tree, and you notice they're pretty close to the bottom. Oh wait, no, some of them have gotten on the ground, and they're coming in this direction. I need everyone to roll
What?
initiative.
So Mick will never.
Wow!
Mick, are you playing all the bugs?
Mick will never get to play this game again. god, I'm rolling real well. Oh, natural 20.
Well, we're in the middle of nowhere.
The
It'll be
monster.
weird if you just like stepped out of a tree. Like, hey guys, I'm part of
Obviously.
the group now.
I'm
25 to
level
20?
18 druid. I can travel through plants.
23.
Wow. Okay, 23 Baron. 20 to 15.
18.
18. 15 to 10.
15.
11.
Breathing in.
And I'm
Yeah.
last, so
You want
4.
to breathe out. Breathing is gross.
There's a lot of B names I'm noticing. Okay.
Year 2?
Baron,
3.
you notice up ahead
Five.
there are a couple
Yeah.
of these things getting a little bit close. They seem to be insect-like with a bunch of like little legs off to the side as they're just scurrying closer and closer to you, moving pretty quickly, right? What are you gonna do? There are a couple close, but you know, like just like two in. Just roll a d6 for me. Love it.
You said 2.
I did.
2.
Yeah, so that's what I said. There's two, and they're kind of close, and the rest are like on the tree still at that distance, right? But like towards the ground and like working on scurrying.
I'm going to hold my action and tell everyone not to do anything.
Okay. Yeah. So you just hold your action until something comes close, or
Yeah, until
Yeah.
something comes close and is threatening.
and it's threatening. Okay.
Right.
Good to know. So that leaves us to Inda.
I'm gonna take 3 or 4 big steps back, and I'm gonna say to Burn, man, I'm just telling you that it would be really embarrassing if you went back to your monastery and said you got fucked up by bugs. So you might not want to do that. And you get inspiration.
Oh, thank you.
It's fire.
I love it.
Okay. Anything else?
I'm gonna pull out my scimitar and just do nothing. I guess I could hold action.
Hold action. Yeah.
Hold action.
Sure.
If one decides to jump at me or something.
Is that the
Okay. That's
No,
Bree.
D6.
Bree, you're up.
I thought it was Badi.
That's some
Nope.
baby shit. Please.
Oh no, not Bree. What's the other? Oh, bugs. I wrote bugs. That's not Bree.
Nice.
It's the bug's turn. Okay, so 2 giant centipedes come at you. And they're moving through the ground super quick, the way that centipedes do, and they're creepy and they're gross, right? They have their antenna and their legs just going and like sticking into the ground. They pull themselves forward quickly. And they get.
That's not funny.
And you're in the
I
front, so
wrote
they
on
get
you.
to
My
you
thing
first, because he said he
under
stepped
your
back,
wrist.
right?
Yep.
So you're at the front, so they go
I
towards
am,
you.
yes.
Although you guys can both take attacks of opportunities. The first one kind of goes and it
Right.
scurries and kind of turns and then kind
Are
of like leaps towards you.
Alright, so it is threatening
Oh yeah,
action.
it
Okay.
is threatening.
Instead of
So I
threatening
can take a swing at one of them.
Yeah, I would assume you know.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Go
absolutely.
for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll take a swing at one. And they were jumping at him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you said you took it. I mean, maybe a half step back. 'Cause
Yeah.
You're still close enough to.
Oh, nice. So that's gonna be
Oh,
that's gonna be a
That's
modified
good.
20 to
That's
hit.
good now.
although let's do this for both of them. Even, odd. Yeah, they are both going after you, so that's fine.
Modified
20,
20, modified
okay.
20 to hit.
Yeah.
And that's gonna be 10 piercing damage.
10.
Oh, it was rapier, not a scimitar.
Okay, yeah. So you just stab it in, and it like was up on its hind legs, and you see like the underbelly of the chitin underneath, and you stab through, and it's stronger than you expect, but you still get through, and out it goes, and it just kind of like falls on the ground and starts writhing in this like awful bugginess that it is. And you can attack the other one.
Yep.
So that was a
D6.
16.
16 will also hit. Yeah, roll for damage.
And then it'll be a 5
5 points of damage.
Yeah.
So is this with a?
fit. Yeah.
Yeah. So this
Punch
one,
it.
it kind of goes up and it like leaps off the ground and towards you, and you punch it right in its underbelly, and you feel a cracking of its exoskeleton as your fist just punches into it, and this little bit of green just like poofs out around your hand as it just crumples to the ground, and again is writhing. They're dead, but there's others coming towards you. That ends their turn. Badi.
How many are going toward this?
The tree is alive with things moving towards the bottom. The
It
trees
sounds
in the
confusing.
area are Yeah, something like that. The sounds of buggy music just coming at you. Now that they've noticed you're
They're
here,
coming.
they're
As
coming.
much as I'd like to chop these up with my axe, I don't think this is a fight we want.
Can they swim?
All right, 6 seconds. What do you do?
I'm going to. Is there another one close to us?
No.
Oh, that was only one.
Yeah. But now, like, they're coming in like swarms as they're getting closer. You know, they're 30 feet. There's a swarm of them 30 feet closer to you. About, another 30 feet plus some away. As like multiple trees are like they're just scurrying down the trees.
What does the terrain look like around right now?
Hilly, right? So like big hills, and it's kind of like you can head back the way you came, right, and just kind of try to outrun them the other way, but it's counterproductive. The hill on this side, the way you were trying to go, is where they're all coming from, and then down the hill, there's a bit of water. You can't really tell how much, but it started to pool kind of before it goes up to the next hill.
All right, I'll go around to the water then,
Okay.
and I will dash that way.
Yeah, sure. So you dash and you get in the water and no, it's kind of deep, right? And you're moving probably at half speed, I think, right?
Yeah, if I dash, I have 80 feet of movement. So I can get as far as I can, but I mean, I'm not armored, so I'm not like way down in the water, but whatever you think, however
I
far I
think
can
swim
get.
is a half speed
Sure,
thing.
sure.
Unless you have a swim speed.
I have, no.
But yeah, I think you can get across it. Yeah, I think you get to the water in a move, and if you dash, it's not a huge amount, but like you have to, like you're in it and you're walking, and then you actually have to swim over a part, and then you get over to the other side, and you're just out and kind of like shaking off a little bit, with the rain still coming down. That ends your turn.
Yep.
Okay, now it's Brady.
I'm going to knock an arrow.
Okay.
I don't know if can I do that and run though. I feel like I would follow Badi.
Okay, yeah, you can run after Badi, sure.
I'm gonna try and stay with her.
Because she dashed,
Oh.
which means she used her action to also move, right? So, are you trying to shoot an arrow, or are you trying
Yeah, I'm gonna try and stay with Badi.
to... Okay, sure. So you run down the hill and towards the water, and you're going to dash across.
I guess.
Okay, yeah, I don't think you get all the way across, right? I think you get into the water, and you start to swim, but you have a 25-foot
Yeah, I
speed,
do.
right? You have like a 40.
Yeah.
So, you're like in the water and kind of like swimming your way across this little bit of water that's
Badi,
collected.
wait.
And that ends your turn. Zephine does.
I'm going to yell out,
Where are you going?
and start moving
Damn.
to Baron. Where's Baron in relation to me? Is he still like right next to
Pretty
me?
close, yeah. You just take like a couple steps, and you're probably
Okay. I'm gonna kind of grab him by the scruff, and I want to start moving.
Okay, yeah. So you move at half speed where towards the
Hold
water as
on.
well.
Yeah, towards the water.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah. So you pull him along towards the water at half speed, and that's what you spend your turn doing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Back to the
Pulling
top.
who?
You.
Me?
Yeah. So he starts grabbing you
I
and.
told you what?
Did I get a thing at level 2?
Why didn't you look at the pin? Why didn't you look at the book?
Leveling up is your deal. Sorry. I get a lot of other things going on. All right. So Baron, it is back to you with your Peppa biscuit.
Eating on stream, look at
So
Shane.
he's pulling me in the water.
He's going towards.
He can't be seen.
Can they swim? I'm gonna go with them.
Okay.
I'm not gonna.
Yeah. So
Right.
I think you can run ahead if you want, or you can use your speed to pull him.
Yeah,
at half
I'll
speed.
try to help him forward. I'm not gonna leave either of them behind. So
Okay, yeah. So you guys are like,
I'm ninja running. Think of it this way.
walking backwards.
I'm gonna take you. No, I'm gonna take you.
I'm ninja.
It's a
running.
turn-based combat system. What are we gonna do? Yeah, I think you guys can just move your speed if you want, right? Like you go right next to each other. So you guys move your
I'm
speed.
pulling them with my. hands.
That's what it ends up being anyway.
My body.
So you're like hand in hand, best buddies, running towards.
Right.
Okay. Inda.
We'll follow through, bro. So
Yeah. So you guys are all going.
Get the
And I
fuck
think
out.
at that point, we're out of combat a little bit. You guys are getting in the water and swimming across. Is anyone in heavy armor?
I am.
Yeah. Why don't
Oh.
you?
I think technically a breastplate is medium armor, but
yeah, full plate is when you get
Yeah.
to the armor.
yeah, so I'm still in medium armor technically.
What is it? It's a half.
Are you done chainmail?
No.
I was cooking dinner, so I couldn't see what.
Yeah, so that's a medium armor. You're good. Yeah, so you guys get across the water, and you go, and what do you do as you're across the other side?
I know it is.
I want to see if they're actually coming across first.
Sure, make a perception check.
While everybody was doing research, I was making waffles.
I appreciate it all.
7.
You're looking and you're like, it looks like most of them are still back that way, but they're coming.
Is Bree still in the water or is she out?
Make a perception check.
I can technically double dash because I get a bonus
Natural
action.
20.
Yeah, so Bree is out of the water, everyone's there, and she's kind of like shaking herself off, and you see that most of the swarm, yes, is back and not quite to the water yet, but oh wait, no, there are, roll a d12 for me.
Oh, those are good rolls. 11.
There's 11 of them in the water swimming across it towards you right now. They're pretty
Excellent.
close.
Ah! Down a little more, very close.
Sure, roll to attack.
That's,
Observation is crazy.
23.
23 to hit. Okay, sure.
Turn bugs.
Yeah, it'll hit.
She scurried away with her.
Deals 8 damage.
Yep, so you kill it. Definitely, your javelin kind of hits to the ground and like pins the thing halfway through the water into the ground. And what are you guys going to do as these...
They can swim!
Fantastic.
We have no choice but to fight them.
I'm gonna keep running.
We can try.
What are you doing, guys?
I'm gonna.
Whose turn is it?
Yeah,
Let's
we're-
run!
yeah,
Go,
yours.
come on!
Okay, so you guys are
We'll
going.
run.
Okay,
We'll run.
so
Send it,
as you're
please.
going, I want everyone to roll athletics checks, please.
Athletics?
17.
9.
Bugs v Party.
Blah.
7.
5.
Jesus Christ.
6.
Okay, you guys are... The water is...
Christ.
The ground is sloshy here, right? You guys are going in, but these things seem to like be able to scuttle along and move without being sunken in the way you guys are, right? Like your feet are falling into this as they're just
With the
moving
bugs,
over,
you know what I'm talking
and
about?
more are getting across the water, right? So as you're going, which way are you going? Are you going to try to like crest the hill a little bit, or to get towards like higher ground, or are you going to keep kind of going around this hill?
I'm gonna go higher ground
Yeah.
just in case. We have no choice.
Sure, everyone roll a constitution check.
Check.
No.
Yeah.
Modify 20.
7.
13.
18.
Okay, you guys are doing okay. Some of you are getting kind of tired, right? Because now you're running towards the top of this hill, and these things are just like scuttling up past you. And as you get towards the top, roll perception checks.
23. 22.
13.
Dirty 20.
10.
10.
Okay, but looking out, Badi, towards the way you go, you guys, there's mostly hills, but this one that you've just gotten to the top of, it's high enough that you can keep running through the hills, or down and past and below, you see where the valley starts to go, and you know you're probably further up from where Dalbaz was, but you know if you're going to head towards the road, and it might be easier going in that way. So it depends if you want to head that way towards the main road or stay in the hills as you're trying to escape.
Okay, so which way, so we're north of Dalbaz.
You got to make it. They're coming.
Where's the river?
Towards the road.
Where's the road?
Okay. So by the, I'm going to give her the choice because she rolled a high
Leader.
perception check to know where she was.
Mm-hmm.
Starts taking off, or give the first choice, so you guys can still make your own choices.
I-
Starts taking off down the hill over to this one side.
I rolled a dirty 20.
You rolled a 22, right?
Oh.
There
Sorry.
we are. So Badi starts taking off down, like steeply down this hill, like using the momentum to take her. Are you guys following suit?
I guess this is where we're going. Let's go.
Okay. Roll survival.
It's like my greatest hits over here.
10.
12.
7.
Natural
21.
Oh, okay. You guys are doing okay, right? So again, your feet are kind of sinking in, and there's almost like little sinkholes where the ground must have been much softer, and the heavy rain has kind of pushed it in, but you're kind of bounding over it. And as you are making your way down this hill, using your own momentum to kind of take you down, and not tripping on any of like the fallen branches or other things, or a few twisting vines coming up from the ground, you make your way down the hill, and You don't seem to be being chased anymore once you get towards the bottom. And you're heading along the valley floor in the direction that you know lies the main road between towns and the river. And at that point, I think we're gonna take a quick break.
Awesome.
Yeah, we'll use the bathroom a little bit. We're gonna be back in 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
Sweet.
And all right.
I apologize for all the forced memes.
You really not?
That seems racially insensitive.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back from a break. We're all a bit relieved. Get your foot off me.
But
Okay, so the party has made their way out of the hills and back down into the Shankiera River Valley, on their way back towards the road, right? You're heading northward along... Who's leading the way?
This guy.
Okay.
So moody lately.
It's almost like your friend died or something.
All right, Baron's leading the way
Vaseline?
as they're heading
I hope
back
so.
towards the home that he has known for so very long. Roll a survival check, Baron.
And the Vaseline failed his survival check.
13.
Okay. How are you moving? Are you moving quickly? It's a little more easygoing, if more sloshy, right? There's no high ground to stay in, so your boots are kind of sticking a little bit in the mud.
It's still raining as hard as
Oh,
been.
it's raining hard, yeah.
I'm just asking. Shut up.
Not you.
Yeah, I want to move quick. Unless there is cover that I see. Nothing. So yeah, we're
Less
moving
trees
fast.
than before.
We're moving fast.
High grass, right?
Mm.
Definitely high grass around, but so you're moving through it. Bree might have a little bit of trouble seeing.
Does it look like the
Good.
storm is moving with us, or can we see the edge?
Man, you don't see the edge of this storm. You don't. Yeah, it's just
It's Bree's fault.
Would
be serious.
would I have any associations with a storm like this from my learning from my grandfather or man? Would it strike a chord with me anyway? Other than the fact it's just weird, or is it something that I'm not familiar with?
Don't throw water on these.
Is it seasonal? Is it something that we're really
Very unseasonal. It should not be raining like this time of year.
Yeah.
It is decided. You have like 3 right next to you, dude. You have a coaster sandwich.
So that is all put in.
This is what
Yeah. Oh yeah. This is the drier season. This might make the river flood, and the river shouldn't be flooding.
How's it looking right now?
You haven't even. You're not close.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
You're heading towards the river. You haven't hit the road yet, and the river's on the other side of the road.
Just gonna keep
Um,
running.
Which way does the Shining Hair flow?
What is it?
Does the Shining Hair flow north or south?
South. So this was the intro with the really bad audio for those people that explained the way the river flows. No, it doesn't actually. He just said upriver or downriver. He didn't say it like this. So yeah, roll. Let me see skills, man.
All right.
You know what? No, it's
No,
not.
you
It's
can't
not a
do
skill.
that.
Roll a d20.
You can't do that.
What?
That's metagaming.
Medic.
Medic to know what skill. No, I didn't want his skills. Sometimes I'm like,
6.
I try to look for those
Right.
funky skills.
Cheating.
Cheating.
I
101.
don't want it to be perception every time. Like,
I got you.
Hey, buddy, roll performance. At disadvantage.
I mean, unless it means something to you from the knowledge you as a player have about your character's knowledge about the world.
No. I'm just saying. So I
Yeah.
would just think of it as unseasonal.
Yeah, very much so. But it feels strange.
Right.
You still have that.
Okay.
The river may flood if this keeps up.
Who cares? We need to just get to
Where are you going, Baron?
home.
How far is your home?
I have no idea.
How long did it take you to get here?
Weeks.
Yeah, but you stopped at a lot. You stopped at all
Yeah.
towns and like
Yeah.
asked around and yeah.
He's looking for Vaseline, Bobby.
We need some.
Oh man. It should only take us a week, maybe a little less. If the storm keeps up, it may take more. I don't.
Well, maybe we should get someplace closer.
What's closer?
Another night in this rain.
Would I know of any place close?
There's a town.
Yeah, but
I mean-
the one that we just came from.
No. So
Oh, a
you,
different one. Okay.
yeah. So where? So you are north of Dallas.
Okay.
You've been moving enough that you know you're north of that.
Mm.
The roll a history, I guess, just to see if you remember the name of the town that you passed. You passed through several.
7.
Yeah, you don't.
-1.
You didn't pay that, right? Like geography, and it's not your thing. You have
Okay,
your
that-
house, and then all those towns to the south.
Zistra was the one.
Yeah.
There's a town close by. I don't know the name of it.
What kind of town was it?
I have no idea. I don't remember.
Was
No
it
more
huts?
killing people.
I think
Was
there were.
it a metropolis?
How would I know that before I got there?
I think there were.
How could I say now,
That
in a
cannot-
vacuum,
What was the primary?
that there's no one worth killing in this town?
What was the primary race or ancestry of the people that
I have
lived
no
there?
idea.
I don't know what this vacuum is. But you should not be
It's what
killing
he's
people
doing right
every
now.
day.
Where is it?
I don't remember. We've been to dozens
This
of
dwarf
towns.
is an idiot.
That we can agree on.
No, listen.
At least I don't kill my
They-
friends.
Am I close?
Was it
Am
I who woke Nock from his sleep or carried him to the battle?
From my background, is there
Was that me, Ben?
Anything around me?
Yes.
You were from the south. You've never been as far north as Dalbaz. This is your first.
Was it my hand that brought him
No knowledge
hence?
from people like drifting through
No,
towns.
but you started it.
Yes, I did. And I would have finished it too.
Roll a history check.
He
Those
just
metal-
called you a bitch.
Okay. All right.
You're wrong too.
I have history. I have history as well. Natural 20.
Natural 20?
And I have history.
What does that bring it up to?
22.
What the fuck is that?
If it's still in the Shanhira River Valley, it's probably tieflings.
Oh, you're talking about that town? Huh, well,
Luke, yes.
Yes, that town.
alright, well, I don't know about you or that one, but it should be a good time. It's a tiefling settlement. Should, what's, like, large size, small size, compared?
You're not so you, I mean, there's no way you would know, right? Word doesn't travel that far, and where you're from is about as far south as you can get with still being in this region of the world, right? So you're really not sure. Lucas. But I know all of the towns around here would be.
It would be another settlement of tieflings. That's all I know from word that's come through town.
That's fine. I don't remember there being a problem there. It's just.
I just need everyone to be more reserved when we get there.
I'm not the problem.
I mean everyone.
Death stare.
Everyone needs to be more reserved when we reach this settlement,
I stabbed you before and I stabbed you again.
and accept that other cultures may have different ways of life.
Is your way of life killing?
If it is, that's the way of their lives.
Are we
And
gonna go
we
in
are
this
not- we
circle
are-
again?
You are not one to judge, as I am not one to judge you.
There's wisdom in what he says, Bree. You should take some heed of this.
Yes,
For
I
when
do.
you, if you don't, there are prices to pay.
I don't need to hear about prices from you.
If you cared,
Yes,
I
God.
could tell you what I told Badi before she so recklessly ran in. Or tried to, at least.
Okay.
That woman.
We need to keep going.
We can walk into it.
Aaron Sorkin says it's fine.
That woman.
This way.
She was.
The television show for all the youngsters.
It was a ritual of some sort.
Really bad story.
Yes. A ritual.
Yes, a ritual. She was trying to prove her worth
Wait a minute.
to the one true God.
She volunteered herself
She did.
to be killed?
No. Well, maybe. There's no way to know before the ritual is over. She wanted it to be that way. She chose that path.
Reject found me while I was playing my flute, and he said the same.
It's because that is the truth. Reject knows just like we know. Tieflings know.
So, you were then...
I was trying to tell you this before you ran me so recklessly.
So, if she dies...
If she dies, that is her choice. She chose to partake in this ritual. Dying would have been the consequence of that
3
choice.
had already died.
That was their choice. Nobody made them do this.
Well,
You speak of freedom. They chose to do this.
and I chose to attack them.
Yes, that much is clear.
And what was the cost?
Buddy has to live with that.
In battle,
You don't need to worry.
you don't know if you are going to live or die. You not only take fights, you know you will win. This is the way of it. Every time, I expect to die. Nock died a warrior's death.
For no reason. Recklessly.
If you are fighting, there is a reason.
Knock was not a warrior.
He's a child.
You do disservice to his memory to say so.
A child.
He was not a child.
Sure seemed like it.
Hmm.
He's probably older than you.
Possibly.
Baron, I have never once chose to disrespect you because of your stature. To do the same to Nock. Does not suit you.
Just
In the moment, you all made a choice.
Fine. You're right.
Your blood was up. You wanted to fight.
I did not.
I did not make any of you go into that hut.
This is true.
I was trying to protect you.
I should have protected him. And I will live with that. As I have lived with the deaths of others. But you have my word, I will not start anything. And if something is started, I will look to you all before I finish it. That I will promise you in Nock's name.
Fine.
I accept that.
Let's get out of this rain, I'm soaking wet.
You walk on. You find the road before night. And it's a long road. And you look northward. And it keeps going. And you look southward the way you came. And it keeps going. And it's a long road. And you can hear the river rushing now with this extra water flowing into it, right? It was already flowing quickly. Here it goes much more, though it definitely hasn't flooded this far north, though. Near your people's village, Badi, you're not sure. It could be. If it keeps up like this, it might flood as far north as Dalvaz. It's very hard to say. It's a lot, and it's unseasonal.
So it's a lot of it's probably running off the ground, not even soaking in the soil.
At this point, the soil is soaked. Yeah, so other things are. It's just run. I mean, the soil could use it, right? But it could have used a night. Now it's been another day's rain, and it hasn't subsided. Yeah. And the road is mud. It is raining hard still. And this dirt road is just mud. And the sun is going down, and you look up and down, and you don't see a soul. What do you do?
Keep walking.
Does this town lie on the road?
Yes.
All major towns are on this road. Not a road. This road, right? And it turns and twists as it goes. There is one road. anything else, whatever went to that small village that you didn't get the name of, that you were just at the previous night, would be a foot trail, right? Just a path in the ground. But this road is the road, and it goes through all the towns.
Yes, it does.
We have our work cut out.
Then
for
we
us.
keep going.
It's going to be rough.
It's been rough.
About how long, do you think?
You asking me? How
Yeah.
long? What? How long do you think it'll take to get where you are?
A couple more days.
Yeah, you
I
don't
don't know if
insight
that's
check to
true
get
or
to the
not.
town.
I don't know if that's true or not. I'm just gonna say.
Yeah, okay. You can insight check. You can deception.
I'm not. I'm
Yeah, I mean it's just trying to give an answer to a question, whether or not. Yeah.
9.
7.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
he's not totally sure. I mean, it depends. It's a long, rather straight road that winds a bit, but you came from the hills. It depends at what point you're north of Dalbaz. You're south of that next town.
I'm not trying to lie. I'm just
Once-
trying to
Once
make
again,
them feel
Yeah.
better.
Right.
once again, there's nothing for us back there right now anyway. So,
Doesn't matter. Just keep moving till we're there.
yep, we have to do.
Gotta move faster. So I'll start moving faster.
Easier on
As
the road,
fast
even
as
though
I
it's
could.
not
As
great.
fast as I could. Yeah.
Get forced march.
No one on the road.
The sun's going down. You're gonna keep going though.
Is there
Let's go
anything
maybe-
around that we could make a camp?
They say maybe
cover?
go like an hour or two after sunset, and
Yeah.
then set up on the probably like 100 yards off the road.
Is there cover anywhere?
There's reed plants down further by the river. No, it's open.
So we just gotta keep moving.
It's really open.
We have no choice but to keep going.
If you get close enough to
If
the
we keep
town,
going,
you
we're
might
gonna get
find
exhausted.
crops.
We need to still rest,
I don't know about you, but I didn't sleep very well last.
so we need to sleep. We need to try again.
We're going to be asleep running in this weather.
What do you want to do?
You guys insist on continuing. I will continue.
Let's try and rest. Yes.
I think resting's probably a good idea.
We will sleep and the storm will still be going in the morning.
Correct. Most likely.
I would be fine to push to the night. It's up to you if you all want to or not.
We do.
If you all
I'm
wish
fine
to,
with moving.
I'll continue with you.
Push on.
Keep going.
Okay. You all start pushing on, continuing on this road. It is miserable. You are all soaked, right? All your underclothes, just everything is soaked, and you're itchy, and you're uncomfortable, and you're pruny in places you don't want to be pruny. But you keep marching on as quickly as you're able to, with your feet wet and soaked and just everything to the bone, like you've come out of the river itself. You keep walking up this road, and night falls, and you keep going, and it's dark, and those of you without dark vision barely see. The stars can't really be seen through the sky, right? But you kind of hear each other, and the rain is still there, thinner, right? Maybe not these big heavy drops, but constant and fairly hard rain, but maybe less, easier to hear the footfalls of each other through as you're tiredly plodding on up the road. And then you start to catch up to a figure up ahead.
There's something up there.
Something
A big figure walking on the road. The same direction you're going, but slowly.
Wait, stop. Do you see that?
I do.
It's massive. It's as big as you.
Yeah. I can't see anything. It's too dark.
I can see something. A person.
It's moving slow. If we keep going at this pace, we'll catch him. It.
Do we want to catch it?
At this point, I'm too tired to fight. negotiate.
Not everyone out in the world wants to fight.
We cannot keep waiting, so we must either pass this person or wait here through the night.
Let us go then.
What's the marching order?
You first.
I'll go second.
I'll be third. You know.
I'm somewhere in with body.
Just following
So
around. I can't
Bobby
see
and
shit.
Bree
It's dark
taking
out.
up the rear.
I'm in the dark vision.
So we're not trying to fight this, correct?
Never trying to find anything.
There is a big hulking figure taking slow steps up ahead. And it's silent, right? You can only hear the sound of the fall and maybe each other just squishing through as you walk, but you're keeping an eye on it with your dark vision that becomes more clear as you get closer. And it's this big bulbous thing, right? And this slowly walking, hunched figure, and as you get closer, you're fairly sure it's an old woman.
Before
It's an old woman with a big pack on her, right? She has some sort of big, like, bag with something in it, right? But as she's going, it must be watertight, right? Because if enough water was, like, soaking in, it would be impossibly heavy. It already looks almost impossibly heavy as this old woman is alone walking through. A tiefling with light blue skin, right? That you can kind of see. I don't know how because dark vision's black and white, but you know, there you go. And as you're walking, that's kind of what you see is this old walker woman who's just up ahead of you, and now you're getting closer and you can kind of see that's what it is, and just shaky legs slowly hitting the ground as she's walking.
Before we get too close, I'll try and yell out to her. Hello, friend. Do you need help?
A voice comes, doesn't turn around, right? It's going to take a lot of energy to turn to this whole thing that's happening around. No.
Do you mind if we pass by?
If you stay behind me, you'll be walking for a long time. Oh.
Are you sure you don't need any help?
It's a load I've carried many times. I've got it.
I'll try and walk up, like, around
Make a
her.
perception check for me.
It's you. That's an old lady.
You look in the mirror.
17.
Okay. Old woman, this cloth sack, you don't know how it's still like a fluffy big sack, right? It's like whatever material it's made out of is definitely way more waterproof than anything you're wearing, right? To the water just like sloshing off. And it's keeping her kind of dry, right? It's almost like a tent around her. And she's walking. She doesn't have shoes. No shoes. But her feet seem strong enough as she's walking along, covered and caked in mud, right? And just kind of like clawed into the back. You don't know if her hands are like resting there or she's actually holding it, and just hunched, and you don't know if it's a natural hunch or just the weight of this thing, but slowly making her way. Horns that just curl a little bit and go back kind of into the sack. Again, not sure if they're kind of stuck there or helping her hold it up. It's a whole kind of like mishmash of this bag and this lady all together.
If you want, I could carry it for you for a time.
Sorry, I don't think so.
All right.
She's very strong.
Excuse me. We are on our way to the closest settlement of tieflings in this direction. Would you be willing to tell us the name of it and how far away we are? Please.
Settlement. It's a good word. Settlement. What is a settlement, though?
Place where people live. People like us.
Well, the closest place where people like us live is right here. Oh, wow. Oh.
Excuse me?
Aren't you alive?
Oh, she is right. She is right. We are right here, aren't we?
I guess. That's
Is
not
this a
really
settlement?
the question what we're looking for.
We're looking for
no.
many of us. Many of us where they keep their things and sleep and do business.
You'll find another one.
Soon?
I think so.
Where are you going?
That way.
What's in the bag?
No, buddy. It's like,
Why do you?
I don't like riddles.
And she kind of stops and turns towards you.
we're the only ones asking questions, buddy.
Why do you want to know?
It looks very heavy. It's.
Oh, I know what this is. A bunch of strong young people
Now
going
that's-
after an old woman in the middle of the night.
No.
I'm not strong at all.
No.
Keep your hands where I can see them.
There.
She just continues to walk on.
You said there was a blue tiefling with them? Or no,
She is a blue tea.
She
Yeah,
was, okay.
super light skin, almost whitish, but just the faintest blue.
Well, thank you for your help. I hope you get where you're going.
I didn't help you with anything.
Sure, she didn't.
I know, but I'm just trying to.
Are you looking for help?
Yes.
Yes.
He needs a wig. And beard. He lost them.
And dignity.
I don't have any dignity in my tack.
You have a spare dwarven beard for him.
No. It's laundry.
That's all laundry?
Yes.
How many people are you doing laundry for?
It's a big family.
Is it
You
your
just-
family?
You just pull them in
I'm just gonna keep walking at this point. She's not helping. Good luck.
I'm going to say in infernal.
Yeah.
Sajish, smile on you.
What languages do you speak?
Common and infernal.
Okay. She responds in a different language.
Is
So
it
you don't know what she says.
Burn, someday you'll
What
understand.
languages do you guys speak?
Common infernal.
Common free speech.
Common, halfling, and thieves can't.
Dwarvish.
You're ahead. You walked on. Might be dwarf.
Burns, someday you'll understand these
Not
social,
What did it sound
these
like?
social cues.
Like a language, but not what you know.
Okay.
Let's go. Need this one minute.
I mean, at least we're gonna go in. I mean, going in the right direction at least. We know that. We knew that from the start, but how far could she possibly go?
None of you think this is passing on to find a woman like this in the middle of a thunderstorm walking on a road soaked?
What are
A
you?
big hairy lady is kind of odd too.
Yes, I know.
What are you? So are you? What are you?
She's just like walking.
Why do you not simply take the clothes out of the bag and do the laundry in the rain?
They're already clean.
Oh.
So you're going back to your home then?
No,
You're not taking your laundry back home after you...
not my laundry.
Whose is it?
A really big family. Were you listening?
Where do they live?
She's a smart one.
Where do they live?
Oh God.
Where do we live? All around.
I'm...
We're talking in circles.
I'm having flashbacks to my Alice Harper's grandmother.
No ticky, no laundry.
And good night, everybody.
If we kick her legs, she'll fall.
Hey,
No,
now.
I'm kidding.
That's not something Ben would say.
I kid. Leave her alone. Let's go. It is odd, but what? She doesn't want help. We tried. You can't help everyone.
You guys all
I'm glad you
keep
finally
walking.
learned
I know, like Baron's like ahead. What's everyone else doing?
He's having a hissy fit this whole entire episode.
I'm not having a hissy fit. You killed your friend. Makes me upset.
All right, Baron
Does she-
walks ahead.
Does she look injured in any way?
No. No, she looks old,
She's a
right?
strong Russian
But
woman.
strong and pretty thin, but like obviously hardy to be able to keep doing what she's doing.
Okay.
She's standing out back like a big babushka type lady.
A bubby.
Well, let her.
What are we doing?
I'm moving.
Okay.
Since
I-
she's being
I
honest
haven't
about the
been eating
laundry,
those
does that
plastic rain
Make an insight check.
ring filter? Does that filter in there?
Like when Nana's go
12.
to church.
Seems weird that she'd have a bunch of laundry on her back, but big pack that could be it could be laundry.
Sure.
I'm gonna fall back. To body.
What is it with the speed walking and then the slow walking? Just walk at the same pace.
Make up your
You guys are
mind.
moving too slow.
I am moving the pace I always move at.
Which is slow.
40 feet per every 6 seconds.
What's a feet?
That's fat.
Exactly.
That is fast. That is fast.
Body's big though.
That's true. You move faster than I do. Actually.
I have longer legs than you do.
Anyway,
I'm
that
going.
was weird, was it not?
Yes!
We're getting rain.
I don't know what to do.
So
We're
as you're all,
getting rain
I think
fever,
you're
guys.
all just walking ahead.
I want
and
to.
walking.
Ring
Oh,
I want to use divine sense.
okay.
Because all you all act crazy.
What is divine sense?
There was no old lady.
Until the end of my next turn, you know the location of any celestial fiend or undead within 60 feet of you. I know the type of any being whose presence I sense, but not its identity.
You're not fiends, you're human.
Really?
That's seriously.
Alright, so you guys are walking ahead, catching up to Baron.
Well, I
Oh, you slowed down.
too.
They're walking ahead of Baron. I mean,
Yeah.
What?
It's weird.
I agree.
Are
with
they?
you.
Are they all ahead of me?
Yes.
I have moved at the same pace the entire time.
I'm gonna go
Unless
back.
you stopped.
I'm gonna.
And no, we're at the same spot.
she grabs you by the arm as you're walking past. And then just keeps walking.
I'm gonna walk over to her.
She just kind of keeps trudging, looks at you.
You are not from around here, are
I've been here a while.
you? Are you here to help?
I'm here to deliver this clothing.
I see.
I suppose it's helping.
Who is it helping?
I don't know.
Microscopic.
What are you talking with
The
her?
ones who wear it, the ones who see it and think it pretty.
It's gonna be human skin.
It's very strange.
Perhaps he wants to mate with her.
No, what?
Just if you're gonna do it, just do it.
I agree. Finally, and there's something we agree about.
Get out of your system.
I'll walk ahead.
I don't think that's true.
You don't know.
What did she say to you?
Told me.
A rock hits you in the back of the head.
Oh,
88
not
points of damage.
telling.
She said something to you. I saw it.
It's for me to know and you to find out.
What are you doing? We're town's still that way.
We're moving.
Yeah, they're just like at each other way back there. What are they doing?
This woman will not speak to us. Just keep
Take a
moving.
point of damage for that rock smacking you in the back of the head.
I'll just you a question.
Just keep moving. That woman will not speak to us.
Wait a minute. If she was holding the sack with both hands, wouldn't she know the rock went?
She spat it.
It's two.
Ew.
Two.
Did I get it right?
I'm not telling you.
Oh, Christ. Okay.
It's rainy. It's hard to hear.
Keep going.
This doesn't make
Especially when
any
you
sense.
spit in my ear.
Man, I need to.
You're getting rain fever.
I think we're getting rain
I need some time. I need.
Rain fever, I've never got this before.
Well, when you spend an extensive amount of time
I
in
get it.
court,
I get
okay.
why you would name it rain fever, yes. I understand this.
Did you know when dwarves lose all
Inda,
their
shut up.
Just keep moving.
He looks
Is
for
that
long.
why-
You guys,
Small?
he looks for. You guys keep walking.
I am getting irritable. Can we please keep going?
You all walk through the night. And with the rising of the sun, you still walk a little bit. And then, a little while later, through the sun that peeks through the clouds, you look ahead and there is, standing tall, in the middle of another fairly decent sized city, maybe a little smaller than Dalbaz, a little further from the river. You've actually moved away through the night. A tall, gleaming bell tower in the center of this city.
No.
It's a different city. No,
Okay, I was
no. You did not
just-
find the same city. No.
But
Choke
But
you
this,
out.
this city also has the Kaifen, large tower, far taller than any of the other buildings surrounding it, in its center.
There.
I'll let the Bart Simpson choke you out.
Do you see it? The tower.
Do I know that it's a different
We've
city?
gone in circles.
It's obviously
Okay.
different, yes.
Baron.
So this city
That is
has...
This is not the same city.
It's nestled into rock formations, kind of like plateaus that kind of stick up behind it. It's like in front of them. And, you can't quite see the road where it goes on the other side of this small city. But definitely it looks like it would... This is probably why it's built further away from the river, right? Like whatever these rock formations are, it's a bit more rocky, it's a bit more hilly, it's slightly more elevated, right? So it's also a little drier. It's a little more rocky, so you're sinking into the ground a little bit less. And you have reached another city. We'll go a little bit longer though, right? It's only 9?
I'm not
Yeah.
sure if this is even real, but it looks like a city.
We need to find a place to rest. And dry off.
Is there gate guards?
No.
Like anything like that?
Cities around here are not gated.
Okay.
Yeah.
Meander on
There's
it?
also not really a guard.
My head looks like a raisin.
How do you
What
know?
is a raisin?
How do you
Prune.
know?
What is it for?
You've never had one before. They're very
They must be from the head.
It's like a testicle.
correct. It's a sweet, it's sweet, the sweet testicle. You've never
This must
had
be-
one before.
This must
I
be
have
something
not.
that Vaseline gave him.
That's the group name now, everyone. Let's go.
No.
So the sweet testicles walk into the
No.
city.
I can't sleep on everybody. No.
So,
Okay.
I'm just gonna walk in and hopefully find a place
Yeah.
as
Yeah,
I
so you-
stumble around.
Okay, so you walk into the town, and much like in Dalbaz, there are no homes or houses around or outside of like the perimeter of the city proper, right? Like homes start, and then there are no homes, right? And kind of around this side, which is built kind of out into this rocky area, and the city seems to be built almost up back to these large rock formations that kind of block the way from there. And as you enter the city, you notice that the houses aren't really well taken care of. The houses here are a bit squalid. Again, towards the center, there's a couple houses that are a bit bigger, but generally kind of dilapidated. You see people, some people walking around, right, like wearing kind of wide-brimmed hats that the rain is kind of falling off of, and they're walking kind of slowly. Some are pushing carts through the muddy street. It's not easy, right, but they're doing it. People in rather tattered clothing. It looks like a poor town. Woo! And as you're looking around, you're getting looks, right? Both because you have a big old ox person and a bald dwarf come walking through, but also you're just much better dressed and in much finer clothes. Obviously, anyone traveling needs to travel through this town, right? There's one road, but probably not that many people, or not stopping that long.
Is there? Can I go? I'd like to go up to somebody and ask them. What is his name?
Hello.
Hello. Do you happen to know where the inn is? My friends and I are quite tired. We'd love.
You don't wear a hat?
No.
Your head looks like a prune.
Oh, thank you. I know. We've been walking for a while, and this rain is awful.
You guys hear someone else that heard them and is like also walking by and says in infernal, which you don't speak. Looks more like a shriveled testicle.
I'll say, well, my friend
Yeah.
to him,
The word you think is your friend.
Correct.
And he kind of like chuckles and keeps walking. Isn't that situation?
True. Yes, we're looking for an inn. We're very tired. We
Points towards the Kaifen.
over there. Thank you.
Keeps walking.
I'll take out a one ring.
No.
No.
1 point.
1 point
Yeah.
to give to him for the information. For the information, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a great day. Thank you for your help.
I pat him on the back and look at the gentleman and say, my friend.
And as he's walking away, looks like almost perplexed that you just handed him true silver, right? Like a real piece of silver. And he's walking, and he goes, and he kind of like is more perplexed by the situation than by the thing. And as he's walking, you kind of watch a little as he goes. And no, he does not bite like SpongeBob. But he goes to put it in his pocket, and it kind of falls and hits the ground. And he kind of keeps walking, just kind of like obviously thinking about things.
Do we see that? Do I see
You
that?
do, yeah. And a small child runs over and picks it up.
Kill the child.
Do you do anything?
They earned it. The child didn't earn it.
Bingo.
No.
You guys do
I'll try. Please don't. That's not yours.
This kid looks like they are shitting their pants when you accost.
No.
Is it a
you know,
tiefling child?
It is. Yeah,
You didn't
small
know.
different child.
you know what? Keep it. Keep it.
What
Go.
is-
No! And he's,
Just-
and he's
it's
pushing
fine.
it back
No, it's-
towards the
it's-
man.
it's
You actually
fine.
notice his hand was already going towards the man with the piece of silver. And the guy just kind of like looks back and takes it, also absent-mindedly. And the kid, shaking visibly now, hands over the piece of silver, and it just looks like is looking at all of you and the gentleman. It was just
No.
Just-
Thank you. That was very good of you.
dropped it, and I wanted to be nice.
I'll take
I
out
didn't-
another one again.
No! And he runs away from you. Runs.
What?
Why are you giving everyone silver?
We're gonna be mobbed by homeless people.
They're not. He did a nice deed.
Yes, he did a nice deed.
He
Great.
was-
Do not give
He's
him
very
silver.
helpful.
You gave him silver after. After he helped us.
Yes.
This is not how
That's
you do
usually how you do
it. No,
things.
no. It has to be part of the deal.
I'm not looking to make deals with people. He did something to
Let's
help
not
me.
make a scene, everyone. We should go find the inn.
I can't think.
honestly.
This is too much.
This is a silly argument.
But
Quietly.
24 feet
Quietly walk.
Why don't you
Maintain
just
your
want to put some in
composure.
everyone's cup as we go there?
Alright,
If I had it, I would.
Okay, so you guys are
I sleep in.
moving on.
To where
Okay.
he tells us to go.
Yeah, so you start walking closer to the Kaifen. As you get closer towards the center of the city, right, and as you're walking, more squalor, more what are obviously very poor people huddled under coverings over doorways, right, just trying to stay out of the rain, walking a lot of these wide-brimmed hats that obviously they put on either for sun protection or rain or both. Definitely in the rainy seasons, which last a while, people have adapted to that. There's some sort of gathering near the central square of where the Kaifen is. Actually, you notice as you get closer, there's a gathering in front of the Kaifen. In front of the door of the Kaifen. And it's a little different. So this Kaifen, this signal bell in the center of this city, there's a platform up. And the door to it, rather than being ground level, is up. And there's a group of men on the platform. One man is being held by two others, but each arm, he's looks scared. And another man looks like he's important, right? Better dressed, not better off, not great off probably, but definitely better off. And he's addressing the crowd in common. The crowd that's largely these poor folk, but there's, I think, one figure that stands out amongst the crowd around the Kaifen right now better than others. Do you want to introduce yourself?
And good night.
Okay, we'll see you next week.
Should have been ready.
Should have been the old lady.
Yes. Oh my god, that would be great.
See a man in his mid-20s, big blue cloak, hood up really tight, doesn't really want to be seen, but very pale skin, blue eyes, blonde hair, and standing there with a slight crossbow on his back.
Human?
Maybe.
Yeah, definitely stands out in this crowd, particularly.
Mostly human looking.
Yeah, but it's a weird thing to see, right? So most people in the towns that you've been to, if there's a Kaifen in it, people keep a distance from it. People now are crowded around. And the gentleman up on the platform that's giving a speech, as you walk up, you hear, "And this is how we keep our city safe and great for all of its wonderful citizens. So, as so many times before, we will cast out evil. We will send in the evil one to be judged
Maybe get a call from PETA if you
and make an offering.
throw the cat?
It jumped of its own.
And make an offering to see if this one is worthy of returning to us or not. A chance to redeem." And the guy's no, as he's being held by the other two who are holding him quick. A chance to redeem himself in the eyes of Sazish. And they start dragging him back towards the door of the Kaifen. And this other gentleman, has a good stage presence, right? He's facing the crowd as he's kind of backing up in the same direction. And he says, "So it has always been, and so it shall be, for the great Lord Sazish." And the two guys release at the same second this guy they're holding, and he's left kind of shaking and staring. And At that same moment, the door swings open, and you cannot see behind it. It's like absolute blackness. And the guy that was speaking smacks him in the chest, and he flies back, right? Like watching a movie where like someone's on an airplane and a hole gets ripped in the side, absolutely feet off the ground, and just gets thrown back, and with the same momentum, the door, boom, with this huge, thunderous slam, slams shut behind him. There's no bounce of the door. It just hits.
Yes, good! That is exactly what you should do to someone.
There are a couple light applause, right?
Oh,
That was horrifying.
It's a great society you have here, really. I continually am impressed.
Thank you, everybody. If anyone wishes to hold vigil with me, we will be here as long as it takes. And he goes over to a chair, and there's a covering on this kind of like entryway, and he goes over a chair and just kind of sits down, and he's very proud of himself.
What, no encore? What is this?
And the crowd starts to disperse.
Is there any sort of guard or anybody that seems to be working with this?
No.
I just grabbed somebody that was so relatively close. Say, what's happening here? What was this?
What was this? Oh, that's not the right voice. I'm going hag. I want to go hag. What was this?
We're new here in this town. What was this?
The guy Fen.
What was this man a criminal?
Yes?
What was his crime?
I don't know. They only do that to criminals.
Thank you. That is all.
Woman just kind of keeps walking
You
on.
speak of our society as if you know.
I only know what I see.
Yeah.
So why? It's not looking great there, Salim.
I will say, never seen anything like this. It's a different kind of thing.
Just keep our heads low here.
You've never seen the door to a Kaifen open.
Me?
And I think you're my only two.
Tieflings.
I think it's scary that the door to the Kaifen opened. And I think it's uncomfortable that it's not scary to the other tieflings.
We should keep our timing short.
I need to rest.
I figured after we rest,
We need to rest now.
we walked for days. You can wait another hour.
Yeah, you do. So okay. So as this is happening, the crowd pretty much starts to disperse, right? A while, and still kind of looking up. You're kind of looking at the stage and kind of seeing what's going on. And this is a different kind of justice than you're used to. You turn around and there's a very strange crowd of 5 individuals. One holding a body over his shoulder. Point that out.
Probably melting.
It's just standing in the rain without any covering. They're rather wet.
Hi. What are you? You're very strange. I've never seen one of your type before.
Usually I don't look like this. I've been in the rain a few days, so...
Even dry, I don't think I've seen one of your before.
So,
You're very short.
Don't. Hello.
She gets.
Wait. Are you a dwarf? And
I
you have no hair?
am, yes.
Impressive.
Tell me if I do this right. Sir.
Smile!
Sir. That looks picked out.
Sir.
Relax your hands.
Your eyes are closed. Can
Sir,
you see me?
if I give you a silver, will you provide me with some...
Why are you not in front of me?
Stop providing coin to everyone you meet.
Well, I mean, I won't say no to coin, but...
If I'm looking for an inn, if you can provide me
We already know where the
way
inn is.
to the inn, I will give you this silver.
Well,
I hate Ben.
well, I just got here. I don't really know where the inn is.
Is it working?
No. So you don't have to pay me. I don't know where it is.
He usually pays people to do what he wants.
Oh, well. That's one way, but
He tries
what
to
do you
pay
do when you run
everyone
out?
for everything.
Was that not the right way to do it?
Burns, drop all your coin on the ground.
I'm not dropping the coins, dude.
What is your name, sir?
My name is Tanaki, but everyone calls me Ten.
I am Buddy. Well met. Let's share a drink, shall we? Somewhere with some.
Tanaki.
Fine. Yes. Yes.
I could
Drinking.
use one. Drink,
Thank you.
smoke.
Ooh, smoking is bad.
Eh. You're entitled to your opinion. Let's go.
Do you know a place in Tanaka?
What?
Tanaki. Tanaki.
Just call me Ten.
10.
Everyone
Ten.
knows. It's much easier to remember. Do I know? No, I just got here.
Beautiful.
I'll
Would you
just start
like to join
walking
us then?
toward
Of course.
Beautiful.
wherever the
Tanaki, what was that?
Are you carrying a child?
Make a
No.
perception.
My friend, he. I'm looking for. With the rain,
Okay.
it's tough, but looking for a place to burn.
Never going to fall asleep again.
Oh. That's
It's my worst
unsettling.
nightmare.
Yes.
I'm sad.
I'm living
I don't want.
And you're wet.
It is not my people's way to bury the dead.
You burn them. That is how you bury the dead.
Is it a child?
It's not
No.
a child.
I've never seen one of those either.
Do not call a child with very painful.
I didn't know I was being
I'm just
polite.
helping. Friend.
When did we become friends? You didn't pay me yet.
You didn't give me. Do I pay him?
I was kidding. I was
Any
kidding.
coin that you have,
It
you
was
give
a-
it to me.
Does he not get jokes?
Bird,
Someday you'll get jokes, I
I
hope.
don't know if he knows
Bird,
anything.
we have been your bodyguards for quite some time. You should actually be paying us.
He hasn't
Yeah.
paid you yet.
We have protected
No,
him for
not
very
yet.
long.
We are traveling south.
North.
North.
Nope, you came from South. I saw you.
We are traveling south
North.
to meet a friend.
I'm looking for someone too.
Are you?
Yes.
What's their name?
I don't know. I've never met them before.
How
I'm
do you
looking
know?
for them.
How do you know what to look for? Was this man Vaseline?
Who?
Were you looking for a man named Vaseline?
Are you all here to keep vigil with me?
Yes. Now,
Yes.
What do you mean? Are you waiting for him to return?
Yes, yes, yes. So you've heard.
If he is truly not evil, will he return? How does this work? This fascinates me.
Come under the awning. You're all getting soaked.
Yes, yes.
the first time in a week.
And you kind of go around to the side and like up these kind of like steep wooden staircase, right? So the Kai-Fen is what it is. It's rather well made, it seems, right? Even though they all tend to look rickety, you also know they stand up for a long time. This platform is not that, right? It's kind of like, it looks kind of boardwalky almost, but it's like, you can see the undersides of like how it's put together, and it's only wood, and it might not stand that long. But anyway, you kind of go up to the top, and you are out of the rain for the first time in days.
I just fucking shake it off.
Ah,
I am just like
well,
all of it.
What is it all
there's that. Well, welcome to Moped.
What is it? What?
Moped.
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 Okay. What did this man do to deserve this?
Oh, this one, he... Let me check my notes! And he kind of like takes out a little notebook, and today's was... This one started a barroom brawl.
A truly evil thing to do.
You kill a man for a fight.
I didn't kill him. He's not dead.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
He did a thing he should not have done. We have offered him to the Kai-Fen. He will return to us once he is redeemed.
I'm gonna turn to Inda quick and
Yeah.
ask him if this is the tower that I'm not supposed to touch.
Don't fucking touch it.
This is
You'll
not-
doom us all. And everyone in the city, you can touch it. Especially since you're a dwarf.
How do you know that this is?
Especially since you're a dwarf. Seriously, don't touch it.
I still don't believe you're a dwarf. You don't know who he
It
is.
is a Kai-Fen, yes.
I've been trying to get him to get
Yes.
implants, but he won't do it.
And it has been working this way for many years. Once they are cleansed of their misdeeds, they return to us.
Have any ever come back?
Almost all do.
Oh, impressive.
How long does it take?
Ah, now that's the kicker. So, some come back within the first day. Others, though, they sometimes take a while.
You know what's easier? Just killing evil.
But if we were to just kill all those that do evil, then we wouldn't be giving their souls a chance to reach the higher places after death.
Well, if they're evil, they're just going to hell.
It's just a fight.
But once they come out, they won't be evil any longer. Not to mention, it is a great deterrence for wrongdoing.
Well, so is death.
For a fight in a bar?
Well, I'm not saying I would kill him for the fight
Kill
in the
for
bar,
that?
but no. No, that doesn't make
He pulled the blade. That's what my notes say. That's not just a fight.
That's attempted murder.
I would agree.
Assault is deadly.
Who knows the circumstances of this? He pulls a knife. Did he get attacked first? How do you know? What is evil?
Seems
Well,
kind
Well, if he's innocent, he'll come back, won't he? Isn't that how it works?
This seems like something
No.
sounds wonderful.
we need to sleep on.
This is not good.
If I don't sleep soon, I'm gonna fall.
Oh, well, there's a lovely inn right over there if you need to rest your
Don't even
britches for the evening.
What is the
Thank
name
you,
of this
sir.
place?
It's the inn. It's
The
right there.
The inn.
The inn.
The inn. Okay.
The inn at Moped.
It's like that dentist place that says dentist.
But there's only one.
Picture of a bed.
You don't need too much marketing.
I'm gonna go there.
You stop walking off on your own?
I need to sleep.
That's fine, we all do.
Well, I mean, if you're tired, he might not come back for a while now if you
Well,
don't want to hold vigil.
We are definitely going to check back on this tomorrow. I am very interested in this. This is incredible.
Well, I hope he's not still in there tomorrow, but
What's in there?
You don't want to go in.
I didn't say I wanted to
and
go
as
there.
he
I just
smiles,
asked
you
what
see
it was.
like the elongated canines, right, of this bright red tiefling, right? Very showy, right? He's obviously some sort of political figure in this town. You can tell, right? He's charismatic with the way he acts, but also like just the very physicality of him, like exudes color. I don't know what's in there. But I stay on the straight and narrow so I don't have to find out.
We'll discuss this later.
Alright.
Drinks.
Walk away.
Yes.
Can't
Never
stand.
had drinks before.
I can't stand that guy.
What?
Something about
Never
him.
had drinks before.
It's just
Like, I've never been invited to drinks with
How's
people.
that?
reminds me.
Why?
What is going on here? We have a bald dwarf, an ox, and this person has never had a drink before.
It's very strange, a lot of you.
Well, I'm not from this continent.
I've never had a drink before.
This continent.
Yeah.
What are you even saying?
This landmass.
Can we continue this in somewhere where I can drink?
Sure.
Came here on a boat.
Yes,
On
you're
a
not
boat.
from the valley then.
No.
Good night, Burn.
On a boat. I've never met anybody from.
Been traveling for like
Neither have I.
2 years. Something like that.
For what? Why are you here?
I'm gonna take him around, I'm gonna just grab an arm around him and lead him towards, away from this other guy.
Yeah,
towards
okay.
the-
Roll a perception check, Bree.
Me?
Yeah.
$17.
Come on, champ. We gotta
Whispers!
Feels like this place to rest. This whisper is brought to you by.
See this?
What is that?
No, no, no.
This.
No.
Oh,
Stop.
Okay.
Wait, you had a silver ring, didn't you? She got a
Whisper,
She did. 2. No.
Two whispers, yes.
I'm not seeing some favoritism here.
1 plus 2. Plus 2. Alright, so I would like to walk towards the end of my
Yeah, okay, you guys kind of like go back around and start taking.
I'm gonna grab on to Badi
and
and
he's
hope
watching
that she can
you.
drag me.
As you
Good thing
come.
with
This guy is watching,
Hmm.
and you all make your way downstairs.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
yes. Is there a bar or something cooking in the fire?
Yeah, so you go into the inn. It's not nice,
Sure.
right? It's a dirt floor, and some tables with stools. You know, three-legged stools, not sturdy like four-legged stool. You know, although everyone has a preference, I suppose. And it's got a bar that also is just kind of like a built piece of wood. It's not the prettiest thing. And there is a tiefling behind the counter. Probably an older gentleman, right? Almost like a dull red color. Almost like he might have been vibrant, like the gentleman you were just speaking to, but much younger years. And he looks around and says, "You're all wet.
You've been out in the rain for a long time. How many rooms do you have?
How many do you need?"
Well, six
Six.
would be
One.
best, but
One.
I'm staying with Barty.
I don't know you that well.
Probably 3.
3 or 4 rooms.
I've got 3 rooms.
Take one.
3 rooms is fine.
Now, how are you going to pay for these rooms here?
How much do you
Well,
charge?
you see,
for
I
a room?
have.
Let us deal with this.
You struck out alright.
We were talking.
Feel his head.
You know, a lot of people need a place to stay out of the rain.
The storm is ending. Yes. But the sea was ending, I should say. You don't get many travelers through here, you know this is
All
strong.
the time.
Inside check. 13.
Natural 20. Very hard to read.
I want to kind of walk behind Badi.
Okay.
And so that I'm kind of out of the view of that guy. And I'm going to look at him like through Badi and cast message and say, "Evil people who lie are thrown into the Kaifen." That's
You say that to who? Badi?
No, the guy that's they're bartering with.
Oh, you say it to him?
But so I'm behind Badi, so he doesn't know it's coming from me. I cast message,
Yeah.
so he has it in his head.
What do you think?
Roll sleight of hand to see if he saw you. Or stealth, I guess. Either one, but you know, it's casting a spell.
10.
Beats 6. What do you say?
Are you going to give us rooms or not? You are not going to fill up these rooms tonight.
What do you pay with?
Coin. I can give you 1 point for these rooms.
1 point for 3 rooms. Roll up persuasion check.
My friend, can I assist him on that?
It's too late. Now you made the roll.
10.
I would think 3 rooms, 3 points.
Half a hex for 3 rooms. You are not even going to use these rooms tonight if we don't find them. I will give you 2 points. That is my final offer. Or we will walk away. Stay somewhere
Now,
else.
a
For cheaper.
room usually comes with some drink and a meal, no? In
If you-
Mopit it does.
If you serve us well.
2 points.
2 points.
Payments up front.
It is good hard coin.
I did that same thing. Young.
Shut up.
Okay. 2 rooms?
No.
3 rooms.
It really is Paul.
3 rooms. Sorry.
I want you to touch
3
me.
rooms.
3 rooms, yes.
I assume you will want to change. Do you have change of clothes?
I do. I'm gonna die.
We can figure
I'm
it
not
out.
wearing any.
Fire.
We can figure it out.
You can throw some logs on there.
I
actually.
will. Thank
I
you.
will put my armor near the fire.
I can help when we go back to the rooms.
Yeah. I go to change into my other clothes.
Yeah.
Should I say what I wear when I come
Yeah,
back?
rooms are kind of toward the back, right? This is a 1 level kind of inn, you know. And the rooms are like off to the back out of this place. They're not great.
When I come back out, I'm wearing what looks to be the clothes of like a high-level diplomat, or maybe the high-level diplomat that you might see in like a port city.
Sure.
Like a long, sort of long coat, decent boots,
Yeah.
etc.
Is there food around?
What's in his pocket?
They didn't give it to you.
No.
He has it.
He did not in his pocket.
Yeah, salami in his
Oh.
pocket.
And the other guy.
Tiefling.
Oh,
Like,
Yeah.
damn.
Yeah.
I thought that's him.
No.
Oh. The tiefling that we were just bartering with?
No.
the
The
red
When I
red-
said
original
that.
guy.
Oh,
The tiefling when I
Christ.
said that. It's your episode, girl. It's
To the
almost
rooms
done.
first. Then drinks.
Why don't we?
Is there any food out?
I've
I
good
can help with
stew.
the wetness if we go into the room.
And there is definitely like above like a big cauldron of stew that might have
Fine, we'll
been.
go to the rooms.
Everything's probably.
Linda, you are
pretty
staying with me. I
bushy.
cannot deal with
That's
Ben
it.
tonight.
Same.
I'm
There's nothing.
gonna go back outside.
Right?
In the
No,
rain.
no, wait.
Give me your money.
She left
No.
already.
Give me your money.
Ben, listen to me.
I want what's in the pocket, and I'm
I'm
mad
just like,
that
I'm
I
just
was
taking
wrong.
I'm just taking some soup and I'm just
We
sitting
don't
by
trust
fire.
him
Yes. And it's not great.
Your money.
I'll try to like throw something in my pocket.
I've given you no reason not to trust
You're
me.
getting
How much
me.
is it?
No. All right. What's everyone else doing?
We're going to the
I
rooms
think I
quick.
give you everything. but
How
I'm
much? How
gonna
much
give
is?
you
How much is it?
2 points.
What do you mean? You think you gave me everything?
I think I gave you everything.
So you guys are going to the rooms and changing.
I truly believe I
Bree
gave you.
steps out into the rain, and you can see it's kind of off at the distance and at an angle, but you can still see the entrance to the Kaifem, this kind of like weird stage platform that was created. And the same gentleman's just kind of still sitting there, kind of like looking out around and everything going on.
Alright, so I'm gonna go back to him.
Okay. You walk through the rain, and there's still some people milling around, and there are halflings here, though not too many. This far north, it's not as good farmland, and halflings are rather good farmers. They tend to stay a little further south, but you kind of walk through, and you go back up the platform, up the stairs to this gentleman. Oh, back to hold vigil.
Excuse me, sir. I just have a question. I can't help but notice that you turned left when we approached you, and I was told to watch out for somebody the next time I turn left. I know it sounds crazy.
What?
Do you have something in your pocket?
Excuse me. If you aren't here to hold vigil, perhaps you should leave.
I
Little
think
one.
he's just happy to see you.
That's unfortunate.
So, is that a tic tac in your pocket?
I guess I'll. I don't know. What? I'm fine. I'll walk away.
He kind of like watches you warily as you walk away, and kind of shakes his head and goes back to sitting.
Stealthily doubling back.
Okay, how are you going to approach this guy that is sitting
Yeah,
alone
back
up?
up.
Yeah. I mean, if you think of a way, but he is the centerpiece
I'm
of
just
this
understand how I
town
was supposed to
right
make this work to begin with. So
now. Okay.
I figured it was him.
So, back at the inn.
Bro gave me his silver.
Do you want to see a magic trick?
I want to go to.
You know, the last thing that told me that. Yes.
The last thing?
Yes.
What told you that? That sounds dirty.
Okay.
I don't mean.
Sure. Show me the magic trick. In fact, you are probably going to be one of the greatest magicians I've ever known in my life. So, seeing what you can do will really set the tone for the rest of your adventure.
You sick of being wet?
And you have inspiration.
Ooh. I don't need it, but. Are you sick of being wet?
I mean, I changed.
Yes.
Defeats the purpose. Good.
She's like shaggy.
Like just
I spend the next few seconds casting prestidigitation, drying body off.
Yeah, as the water just splashes onto the ground, sizzles a little bit as it hits the side of the big hole.
Thank you, Ted. I
You
don't
need to keep it.
I'm dry for days.
It's why I'm not wet.
I don't
I can see.
Put him on a
Brilliant. Now, what
Who's
do you
next?
mean by that?
You're still wet?
Yes, please.
What about my? Can you?
Am I still
What
pruning?
about my clothes?
I
Yes.
saw it.
I
About,
have them kind of hung up.
about
Yep,
this
yep, got
ritual.
Yes.
I dry everybody off.
I don't know why he was doing that, but where I am from, you do not open the door. Ever. He opened the door.
Does every one of your towns have a tower like this?
I don't know. I have not been to many places, but
So far, I've gone.
all I know is that you
Not the
don't
one you
open
just
that
went to.
door. And he did.
Not the one you guys were just in on the hills.
I wasn't
I
just
see.
in
No, it's not.
Where's Bree?
I'll wander back in.
Pretty water walks back in, still dripping wet.
I got
He
it.
walks over. It dries you off. It's still itchy. You've been wet a while.
I'm gonna go to bed.
Oh,
I'm gonna
swamp
go to
ass.
my room. Before going to sleep, I will meditate and pray for balance, as I feel very,
Unbalanced.
and I feel very uncomfortable with the things that have happened
Yeah.
and how I'm currently feeling. So
Okay.
I'm gonna pray for balance and then immediately go to sleep as soon as I feel.
I'm going to go into the room as well, go to the opposite bed, just sort of look at him, make sure he's asleep before I go to sleep.
So what are you guys doing here?
Well, it's a long story.
Oh,
What are you doing here?
I'm looking for someone.
You said that already.
Mm-hmm.
Who are you looking for?
Well,
How do you not know who you are looking for?
You still have a dead body with you. I just want to point that out.
Throw it on the
it's a
fire.
little creepy. Ooh, not inside. It'll stink very, very badly.
I'm not there.
Well,
I imagine we would have
I
left it
dreamed
in our
about
room.
them.
You traveled for 2 years because of your dream.
Uh-huh. Well, it's constant. All the time. Except one thing. Only happened once, but all the time.
Like, while you were
Well,
awake.
that person, I've been traveling for 2 years, but I've only been dreaming about them for like 2 months. I don't
Where did
really...
you go?
It's my business.
I don't like this. You leave and you keep secrets. I
Secrets
don't like
are
it.
good. They protect you. Sometimes.
No, they are not good
Thank you, Ted.
when it hurts everyone else.
Oh, that's bad secrets.
See? Bad secrets.
Who did you hurt? Because
The
of
strange
secret?
man
Where did
says
you go?
bad
Nobody
secrets.
got hurt.
Oh, okay.
How do you know that?
I went for a walk.
You went for a walk. Everything that you say is a lie.
I believe her.
Inside check.
Insight, deception.
I'm technically not lying.
But you're trying to hide things.
Oh,
9.
6.
Bree's not a good liar.
Bree, you keep lying to us. I don't like it.
I thought I saw something in the man's pocket and I wanted
What
it.
man?
The man at the door.
He was staring at me.
Yes, he was staring at you. Wasn't he?
Yes.
Why?
I don't know.
You don't know him.
Just met him today. Watched him throw a man into that tower thing.
Do you get a strange feeling about any of it?
I think you guys are gonna help me find the person I'm looking for, because you're like the first, besides you two, like the first non-tieflings I've talked to in like a very long time. And I was told to go to this
You
monastery.
have something against...
I would like to go on the
No,
record.
it's
here.
Wait,
To
wait,
walk
wait,
back
what did you
out
say?
into the main-
You're told to go where?
See you sleep.
I was told to go to some
No.
monastery because
No,
that's the
you're
place
sorry.
I would be most likely to find non-tieflings because I'm not looking for a tiefling because the
A
person I'm looking for
monastery.
isn't a tiefling.
Would you know what it is?
Where have I
don't
heard
know if
this
they're like
word
a
before?
kid or something.
Where have I heard
but
this word before? Monastery.
I know that they like have powers like mine.
All right.
Monastery. Why is that word?
It's where he's from. I'm down the hall.
In the what? What are you doing?
I was trying to go to sleep, but then you're all yelling.
We're in here. You are in there.
Very loud.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty early in the day. You all have a point of exhaustion, by the way, because you pushed through the night.
Bands
So
from
it's-
this monastery. Monastery.
Yes, you did say that, didn't you?
This is all very strange.
What god do you worship?
Why are you so obsessed with that?
It's important. What? You never told me your answer. I forgot.
It's Shanhira.
Priya's never with us. She's doing whatever.
First of all, I have never lied to anyone here.
How do we know if this is a lie?
You can,
Badi does not lie.
you can squint your
What
eyes.
did you
at
do?
me.
You lied for her. You lied plenty for
Why
both
don't
of you.
Why don't you all squint your eyes and be like Larry David? And stand on your own?
It was the grand wizard Larry David.
I don't know.
I have not lied to you. Full stop.
I worship the
Everything I've said is the truth.
I worship the one true God.
All right. A straight answer. I can respect that. Now, what god do you worship?
But who's the one true God?
That one.
Barcantercruit.
No.
Yes.
No.
Do I even know who Project
Yes. You want to know this?
Yeah, we talked about it.
Oh, alright.
You know
We
what?
talked about her
Yeah.
when we talked about mine.
That's like lower down and like.
You
gotta go higher up.
Yes. You do have to go higher up. This is true.
There's nothing higher up.
Says you.
Sorry.
The one.
There is.
The one who looks like this.
I take off the skull.
That's a beautiful skull.
It was my grandfather's.
You're wearing your
Family
grandfather's
heirloom.
head on your head.
Yes.
For what reason? To remember him by.
I take the two tiefling horns from when they ripped off the guy, and I just put them on the ground in front of it.
I don't care. I'm not threatened by this.
I'm not. This isn't a threat. I carry everything with me.
It is so odd.
I keep things from those I've lost as well.
At
To
some
remember
point,
them
at,
by.
at some point, you will have overencumbrance.
It'll be a while.
Not her. Not you.
So I need to find this little kid with this red gem.
A little kid.
Was you
So
sure?
I think it's a kid. I'm not sure.
Was it a bald kid?
What red gem? What are you talking about?
I don't know. It was in the dream. They had a red gem just once.
I think. I think that you were looking for our friend.
The dead one.
Yeah.
Ray, show him the thing.
So I'll take out like the mirror pieces.
What thing?
She pulls out like
More secrets.
broken pieces of wooden box mixed with a couple pieces of glass.
More secrets.
I think it
of
broke in your
course.
pocket.
I should have known.
I broke it trying to open it because I heard something inside.
How did you see? Bree.
Yes,
Like I
Bree,
said.
how did you see?
Like I said, it was like I was me, but I wasn't me.
How did this happen?
When I picked up the broken piece, I was someplace else.
Maybe it's magic.
Well, I assume so. I don't know what kind.
Well, it's broken now.
But there was a red gem in the vision I saw.
Interesting. And he had a thing that let you see. I think it's him. Shit, he's dead. Now I don't know what to do.
But Knock was not from a monastery.
No, I was only going there because I was asking around look for people who were
But
not
Ben
tieflings,
is from the monastery.
and that's where I was told to go because that's where it had the highest
Go wake up
concentration
Ben.
of other things that were not tasty.
Gone to sleep. Okay.
Go wake Ben.
Oh, yep.
I go.
It was
I go away. I walk into the room.
He knows about this monastery.
I walk into the room. And I go, burn. And I slap him with my tail in the
Well,
face.
how long has it been?
Not very long.
Like
You're
four,
definitely just
like 4 minutes.
No, I'm not sleeping. I'm
And I-
meditating.
Oh, then I slap you with my tail.
Deep meditation.
While you're in your meditation. Burn.
My dream
Burn!
It's mine.
What? Leave me alone.
You asleep?
Wait, no. I'm not. I'm sorry for snapping at you.
Yeah.
Wow, that's like a 360.
No.
Yeah, you better
He's in the room.
watch your mouth. Come on.
Come on, where? I'm trying to.
I said come here.
You say please.
Sure. Come on.
I'll get up and go.
Okay, you go back out. Where they've kind of like pulled up some like stools by the fire. And
Ben.
Now I'll try and eat something. Since
Sure,
it's
yeah,
been
Ben,
soup.
drink the
it's
slag.
not great.
it's not. What is it?
It's like a stew.
It's a slag.
Slag. Just drink it. No, is it water?
No.
I'm gonna grab one of the
It's
tiefling.
not.
I'm gonna grab one of the tiefling horns and like a little umbrella.
I just take it out and I'm just. What? What did you want?
This
There-
one.
he gave you like a big like earthenware jug of something
Tell
that seems to be out.
him what you said to us.
Drink it, so.
I'm going to a monastery that I was told is in the north to find some
Maybe he actually
possibly
knows where it is.
child that could do magic like me.
Wait a minute.
Do you actually
Well,
know where it is?
Nope. I just know it's in the north.
Yeah.
And there's only like one road.
I think you're going.
Why are you looking for this child? What about the other thing you said?
I don't know. I dream about him. So it
Sure.
means I have to go find him.
Are you sure it's not our friend?
Might be.
Is that boy dead?
Why don't you
From
look
behind
at
the bar.
Yes.
Well, wait a minute.
It's just asleep.
Hold on.
Wait, why is he with us in this space? Why isn't he in the room?
He's from across the room. You're in the. You're not in the
Apparently,
room right now. You're in
I know,
like
but
the
I figured
main
that we
room.
got
I
the
think we
wood,
just
but
keep
not
carrying
like
him around
in
the
the
room.
bedroom.
I think. Listen,
Wait a
we should
minute.
just keep carrying him forever.
Why
Wow.
That's
is it? Are you looking for this boy? This no.
It's in the bed.
Who is?
The body.
No, he's not. He's right there. He's.
No. I thought we weren't going to have
She's
the body
not
with us. Okay.
I came into the room and I sat down by the fire and I put Knock next to me because he's very wet and I figured he should dry out before I burn him and then take the bleached bones and wear them.
Does Knock not look like? Does Knock not look like the one that you're looking for?
Oh, I don't really know exactly what they look like. It's more of an outline. But
Does it look similar?
he could do spells like me.
Yes,
like,
this one
but
could do
not
stuff
but
like
not,
that.
Okay.
not from a book.
This is not.
You make
Okay.
like a bracelet.
This is not coming.
And
Small.
one time in the dream he had a red gem, but only once.
A gem.
Yes, every other time he didn't have it. I don't know why he had it once.
Do you have a paper?
I did. but
Any-
it's going to be soaking
Or
wet.
actually, no. The
everything's
dirt.
dry. I took care of
No,
that.
in the dirt. I'm gonna draw.
Use I use one of my horns.
I'll use one of the horns to draw the gem, the ruby, in the kind of.
Wait, how do you know about the ruby?
It's his
What
bubble.
I'm looking for?
Wait a second, wait.
A ruby.
Hey, Ruby. I'm just. I'm
So
hoping
you are
it's the
looking
same
for
thing.
this gem.
Mm.
You are looking for this gem.
Mm-hmm.
And you saw the gem.
I saw an image of the gem.
I'm looking for the people who killed my nana.
Yes, we know.
One day we will find them. Or
Uh,
him.
We know it's
I think I will.
Where you wear their bones too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Unlimited.
Oh Jesus.
So, does it look like this?
So he's dead and on the floor.
No, he's sleeping.
He's
Oh, yeah,
passed
yeah,
out.
like-
He had too much to drink.
This is like broke at some point. There's a peeking out.
This is to stop drinking from quivers.
Does it look like this?
We need to go to this monastery.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. The dreams aren't real clear.
Bree, cut him with it.
am
Me?
from.
What? No.
I'm just gonna carefully hold.
Hey.
It's like you killing yourself in the last campaign of Lego Sandown.
You cut your
That was
finger
great.
on some glass, and it stings.
Ah,
Bob. Wow, you're even dumber than I thought.
Why did you do that?
she told him to stab me.
No.
What is happening? I need to go to bed.
Bird, can we discuss this in the morning?
Bird,
Sure. Obviously, none of us know what is happening.
Not
Bird,
really. I'm
It
so
didn't work. But
It's
it's
bad.
mean.
Birdie.
bad.
I'm going to bed.
Bad.
Will you be here in the morning?
Well, yeah, you guys paid for a room for me. Thanks.
I'm going to take my food
I paid.
and I'm going to go to the room.
He has no coin.
Not anymore. I saw what. No, I didn't.
I'm going to go
There's
to
a chamber pot. Don't shit in my earthenware. As you're walking back with the bowl.
I will go back
I
to
still want it.
I'll go back to meditating.
Okay.
And then hopefully fall asleep as I meditate.
Is Bree by herself?
You're all together
Okay.
By the fire.
by the fire.
Okay.
Would you like to see a magic trick?
Sure.
I bring him to the room and I see Burn just
I'm gonna walk off to the
There you
room.
go.
I'm
Okay.
getting sick of them
now.
and their antics. I'm gonna walk into the room.
What do you think? I do minor illusion to go through the different hairstyles that I've been practicing on doing on Bird when he's meditating. Got like a mohawk and like braided, and like just sticking straight out like Dr. Robotnik mustache. And hey, what do you think? What do you think? Which one do you think is be best?
Ooh, that one there with the crazy hair that goes out in all directions, but the beard is like goes all the way down to his belly button.
I can't
What
hear.
about the mustache?
Ooh, it's gotta be just pencil thin.
Pencil thin mustache and huge. I
Yeah.
like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
Suits him.
And while they're doing that, you go to the room. So Bree and Badi are left by the fire.
What did the old lady on the road tell you?
I'm not here to stop me now, so
She'll break through the window, break through the wall.
Oh yeah!
Yeah,
Mach 10.
she
Naughty,
told me
naughty,
that
Kool-Aid.
when I find him to turn left.
Oh,
I don't know. I've just been looking out for men. And
Obviously.
she said that it would be in the right side pocket. I don't know what it is.
That's right, Chad.
I tried to go back and check with the guy guarding the Kaifen, but he wasn't very nice because I just asked for something in his pocket and that's probably weird.
Oh wait.
yes.
Continue.
This town is again in trouble.
It's a very strange place. I don't think I like it here.
I want to go back down and see them.
Sure. I thought of something.
Give that glass. Don't cut me with it.
Oh, I wasn't going to cut you unless you cut yourself. I would never do
Nope. Just put it down. That'll be good. And I'll cast Detect Magic to see if there's any magic coming off of it.
No.
It's
Any
not
magic that might have been in it, obviously, may have been short-lived after it was broken, but now being broken, there will not seem to be any magic left in it.
There's no magic in that anymore.
But I saw a red stone when I saw inside the mirror.
Well, it's gone now. Maybe if it didn't get broken.
This stone you're looking for, what is it supposed to do?
I have no idea.
Did someone send you, or did you go of your own accord?
Well, someone sent me. They send the dreams. So I do what's in the dreams.
Do you know
I look
who-
for the things in the dreams. It's not really always clear.
Who sent the dreams to you?
My angel.
What is your angel's name?
I don't know, I never asked him.
Do you know his face?
No, it's kind of different every time. But they send the dreams. So, and I follow the dreams because the dreams are how I am going to find the ultimate evil and kill it. Is that what I'm supposed to do? Evil, I will kill it.
Makes sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
You said that all you know is that you're
Um,
looking for someone who's got
I
a
would like
tiefling.
to.
Well,
do
no, I
something
just know they're
like
tiny
this.
and they can do magic like me. They're aware, not like someone who studies a lot and out of books.
Okay. There was another in my vision, but it wasn't a child.
Yeah, they were tiny.
What was the
Person in your vision.
Would I know what an elf is?
You would have a vague understanding of what an elf is. Certainly there are half-elves around. Probably not a lot of elves in this part of the world, but some half-elves, sometimes, maybe. There aren't,
Then
yeah.
I'll say that like it looks kind of like a half elf.
Yeah, you understand that elves are one of the races of beings that exist. They
Oh, I
have
read about
pointy
elves in
ears.
books.
It may have been an actual elf, but I've never seen one.
I don't think there are a lot of elves around here.
I've only seen them in books. People drew them.
Maybe north.
Maybe. But he was guarding the red stone.
Oh. But the one time I saw the red stone, if this is your friend, then he had it. But I don't know, maybe something happened and that's why he only had it once.
But he had the mirror.
Inside the box.
That's where you found out. You found that thing you caught on yourself when you took it off his dead body? Or before?
Yes. No, we found it on him after he was gone.
Okay, as long as you didn't steal it from him without him knowing.
Well, I
That's-
mean,
that's
he
what
was
evil-
dead, so
what
he
evil-
didn't know,
It's-
but
well, that's different. You are taking it in his memory rather than stealing it from him, because evil people steal things.
oh. Well, I'm
You're not evil, right?
No.
Okay.
I
Well-
cared about not very much.
10. When you said that just now, you did not say it like he had it once. You said it like he had it once.
Right, in the dreams. Only one time he had the stone. Every other time he didn't have it when I dreamed
But
about
you've
it.
seen him in all of your dreams.
Yes, for the past 2 months. So I've been looking for him.
You found him.
So maybe I'll have a nice dream tonight. I don't know what to do without shit dead.
Finally having a minute to myself, I will get down on my knees and look up to the sky. And I will say to Sazish, you spared my life. Why are you doing this to me? This is torture. I hate these people. What do you want me to do now?
Roll a religion check.
That was it. That's a natural 19 minus 1 is an 18.
Oh! I love that.
Paladin with a -1 religion.
That's right.
That's right.
It's like a cleric who's not proficient in religion.
It's like a druid without nature.
I think. Okay, so I think you reach out towards Sazish with your heart, with your soul, with your being. And as you're reaching out, you feel yourself lacking. It's like a weight inside you that you don't have, that you used to have, that's gone now. And it's weird. But you've seen this weight before. You've seen it in an item, in a coin that was held once. And it's not the whole weight of you. but it was a piece of it. And you remember the one that held that coin, and they seemed dissatisfied. It wasn't heavier. And I think we'll pick up. Oh,
One
wait.
last thing. So I'm in the room. He's asleep at this point. I'm assuming everyone's
Later
asleep.
that evening.
I'm assuming everyone's asleep. I reach into my pouch and I pull out the dagger that I pulled out of him when I healed him. I want to examine it. Just look,
Okay.
see how it looks. Like, is it special? Does it have anything? Can it do anything? Like,
Roll an investigation check.
It's only a 4.
Looks nice, well made, but also made to be used. So it's not like it's jeweled or anything else. You know, it's a well-made, useful dagger. And you think probably whatever was really special about it and really messed him up was whatever it was coated with. That went right into his bloodstream and knocked him out.
I gotta check that out. Checked out by someone that knows it better than me. Eventually.
Okay. That point, my friends. Man, it's getting good though. Right? Session 3. Thank you, anyone that was watching. Hope to see you back Monday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time for episode 4 next week. Check it out. Twitch,
No one died today.
YouTube. No one died.
We need a counter in the back.
So far, it's only
the episodes without a death.
it's only the even numbered episodes where people die. So
so
it's
far,
episode 4 next week. We'll see what happens. Thanks everybody.